What's going down? It's your boy, EJ Nduka, the judge, and we're here in New York, the Battle Riot. And make sure y'all tune into Tru Heel Heat. They got it going. I'll see y'all.
Check the sound skin. New York, we know where we at. We on the East Coast, but we from the West Coast. But it's all love, dog. Tru Heel Heat. Yee.
Hey, you fucked that all up.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with Tru Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello everyone, it's a hardcore legend, Mick Foley, wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there, at Tru Heel Heat. Yeah!
Another week in the books for us in professional wrestling, and we are just mere hours away from one of AEW's biggest shows ever, $1 million gate in Long Island, New York for AEW and NJPW's Forbidden Door. But what a week in professional wrestling it was, with Dijak announcing his shocking departure from WWE amidst rumors of him re-signing. We got Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline injecting Paul Heyman from the group in his hometown of New York City at Madison Square Garden. And we asked the question, is Solo ready to be the tribal chief? We got a whole bunch to talk about as this is a Forbidden Door Sunday special of the Tru Heel Heat Flagship podcast. Get your place ready. The cookout is on. Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for Tru Heel Heat 283. Acknowledge or Dijak trying. Discussing the latest wrestling news, including Dijak shockingly announcing his WWE departure and where he will land next. We'll also be talking about this week in wrestling with our recap, where we're discussing WWE SmackDown from Madison Square Garden with an all-time segment as Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline turn on Paul Heyman. Monday Night Raw with the amazing Bo Dallas Uncle Howdy interview. NXT, AEW Dynamite, Collision, Rampage, ROH TV, AEW popping up in CMLL, the latest in the NJPW G1 Climax 34 qualifier tournament, TNA Impact, plus our final prediction for tonight's AEW/New Japan Forbidden Door pay-per-view. And because Krssi Luv has controls and popped him on early, I was going to give him a proper introduction and pop him on. But he is here with us. He is back. Nope, too late. He is back. He is Top Guy JJ.
I thought I was doing you a favor because you was doing the intro. I'm sorry. My bad.
I always hear it. I hear the pop-up in the thing. You always get the alert. You get the pop-up. I was gonna put him in proper. I was gonna give you the intro first, like we usually do, then Jay, then Josh, and then
you know
proper
what?
introduction.
Remove
surprise,
all controls
boom.
for me. I'm sorry, my bad. I thought I was helping somebody out, being, not a producer, but just helping them out. Like, you're doing the intro. You do a lot of work. So I thought I was helping you out. My bad.
I appreciate it.
I'm not doing nothing else no more. I'm just sitting in the back. I'm just gonna look cute. Okay.
JJ with the best scenery. How are you doing?
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? It's fucking early as shit when you're on vacation, But yeah.
Think how SP feels. You're across the other side of the world.
Just to kick them out.
And
then explain yourself as to why. This is great. What a way to start off the show.
Exactly.
It's amazing. I miss you, boo.
I miss you too, friend. How are you? Where are you at?
Josh, what's going on, man?
Not much.
Yo, listen, man. I'm in parts unknown.
Okay, parts unknown. I love it. Great.
I love it. Looks good in parts unknown.
Yep.
In the
looks
morning.
nice.
But
right. It looks nice and beautiful and scenic and nice weather.
If it's a little breezy, if y'all hear the breeze too much, you could just mute me. I can't really tell because of the buds. So just y'all do y'all producer thing.
No worries. We have also with us the princess of all the Tru Heels and the producer of all Tru Heels,
You know what?
Miss Krssi Luv.
I wish I had a button to kick her out and then reintroduce her.
Fun times, like old times, guys, like old times. Hello. Happy Sunday, friends. How's everybody doing? I'm a shit ton of stuff, so you'll see my live reactions right away.
I'm good for that. And of course, finally, we got the third of our usual co-hosts here, the one and only True Draw himself. Josh, how are you doing?
Doing good. Look forward to talking about a lot of stuff from this past week and us being negative on WWE.
Oh,
per usual.
Too much negativity, guys.
Right.
For a hot company, you can't be negative. It's perfect.
No,
they had
Nothing's
to.
wrong.
They the hottest people on Friday night. What are you gonna do?
Hey, I enjoyed WWE this week. I will be praising it like I did last week, but apparently I was too negative. So I'm turning up the positivity on WWE this week.
You were negative last week?
I'm becoming a Triple H nut hugger. I'm gonna be praising all of that. Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. No, stop. I'm sorry, what? Who told you this? Is this someone credible? Is they on there? Are they on our team?
No.
He didn't. This person didn't call SP31. That's what makes it funny.
Oh, WWE positivity. Let's go. Let's go.
Like
Let's go.
We're like the New Day today, basically.
We appreciate y'all for joining us live. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. If you're watching us on YouTube, drop the thumbs up. That helps the YouTube algorithms. If you're watching us on Facebook, you could drop a thumbs up, a heart emoji, an angry emoji, a laughing emoji. However, this week in wrestling made you feel it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. We don't care. Speak your mind here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. Sarcasm at the start because we're always gonna have something to complain about. But yes, and we also if you're
complaining, my random 42 seconds out. This is the random time I make I make my monthly appearance, and I was like, fuck, I need that extra hour, bro. Oh my god, I got up so tired.
Yeah, I get it. Trust me.
Damn, I need that 11 start. I was like, fuck it. Fuck them. I'm gonna get ready. Let's go. Let's do it.
Hey, it's a Sunday.
I know
it's
there's
a Sunday start for
me.
me.
There's a lot of shit
I would
going
say,
on. So I know. I get it.
So you won't be finished about 5 o'clock.
Today?
No,
Yeah.
about
Yeah, something.
no. He's
something like that.
he's over across the
Oh, because
pond.
he has he's in other parts unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a spot of tea. And fish and chips.
Okay, damn,
and Peppa
gave
Pig.
it away.
I mean, people know.
Yeah, I've been gave it away. I've been here for a few weeks now. But yes, we are here live.
Whatever.
Of course, if you're watching on any of those platforms, remember, y'all, to sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you, hear your thoughts on this week in wrestling. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here, the most important thing you could do to have your comment highlighted on screen is with a super chat donation. Every dollar amount matters, and it goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. And Miss Krssi Luv is keeping count for the month of June. So we gotta end it off strong, guys. We gotta end it off strong. We got in the live chat with us today, Eric Isaacs, who says, "Good morning. Still enjoying my birthday weekend. Happy birthday to you, Eric." And let the countdown to the real Tribal Chiefs return begin. We're going to talk about that for sure on the show. We got Scott Woodford, who just says, "Love you all." Oh,
thanks, Scott.
Look at all the love. I love too, like R-Truth. I love love.
You know what? I appreciate and love y'all too, man. Waking up this
absolutely
on vacation.
Power Driver Finisher says, "Not enough negativity." Gunther. Absolutely. That's what Gunther would say. We also got Eddie James is like, "Are y'all on Sundays for good?" No. Don't worry, Eddie. We're gonna be back on next Saturday, ahead of Money in the Bank, which is next Saturday. And I will be live though at the similar time at 10 a.m. next Sunday for a Money in the Bank review, but we're the Tru Heel Heat flagship is usually on Saturdays, but we like to switch it up. We like to keep you on your toes. That's why you got to hit the bell to stay notified, so you always know when we're live with the flagship. And we also got Power Driver Finisher, who says, "Positivity to WWE is the equivalent of the learning tree." Hey guys, thanks guys.
I love the learning tree. I'm so
you're a branch. You're a branch too.
I'm a branch, friend.
Oh yeah. You know what, man? This is why he is. We'll get to that obviously. Probably.
Yeah. But I didn't want to be a part of it, but
there's a reason this man is a GOAT.
Yeah, it is.
Reason this man is a GOAT.
It definitely is. I promise you, it is. It is so. It is. It proves it to you all the time now. Yeah, I'm a branch, friend. I might wear green, but I'm not team green though, so I can't wear green.
Let's go.
Team black.
We got Eddie James saying, "Good morning to you all, y'all." Even JJ, who's a Titans fan for the show. No, he's always a Titans fan.
Yeah, that's him all day long.
All day. You ain't see his wall when he's usually at home.
Oh, huh?
Y'all ain't seen the first 3 years of Tru Heel Heat straight. Filming with a big ass Titan spot on the wall. No, there's no change there.
He even got the X-Men in the Titans colors. X-Men shirt in Titans colors. Look at that.
Exactly.
Look at that.
You know.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I don't want to talk about the show. I might spoil it for you. We spoil things here.
You know what? You know what's crazy is that I'm catching up, right? So I wanted to refresh myself with the old stuff. So I'm on the best part of the classic X-Men, which is the Phoenix Saga. And season three,
the best season
episode
of
3,
X-Men.
and I was like, yo, this ride is amazing because the episodes are like 20 minutes, so you can just blow through like half a season in one sitting. This has been incredible. This has been incredible.
And if you don't want to spend all that time, check out Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment, where I did what you need to know about X-Men 97 before X-Men 97, because I rewatched the whole animated series before X-Men 97 started. And that's to do that video.
You know what?
Check it out.
You know what? He's very detailed, so I'm pretty sure he'll give you the entire thing. But actually seeing this shit and just seeing how well this stuff has been written, way back in 1994.
It was not
crazy.
for us as kids. For us as kids,
no.
we just liked it for the action scenes and stuff like that. But watching it as an adult, I was like, yo, they dropping knowledge right now. They going in
1994. Like they were so far ahead of the game, But before we turn this into a fucking X-Men recap.
True story.
I'm about to say, did this man just freeze like usual?
No.
Oh yeah, Josh. Oh no, no, Josh is looking down.
Yeah. Well, we got Wendy.
Upstairs. Okay. Hi,
Well,
Wendy.
Wendy in the chat, it says Team Cancer's over here. She says, "Hey guys, can't wait to see you guys tonight. You'll be seeing Baby Steph and Miss Krssi Luv. JJ's on vacation. I'm over the pond. You'll see me at All In if you make the trip. But that's it.
Good for you,
We got.
SP.
Hey, I'm fingers crossed that AEW likes me this month. Or like
you got to know somebody to get you in, man. You got to let somebody get you in there. Yeah, you got to be there.
I might have to call the inside plug like I did for Revolution.
That's what I'm saying. You have to do that. That's what you're gonna have to do. Don't wait on nobody.
You across the pond already, man. Just be a bootlicker for like a couple days. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I'm all positivity about AEW. Blood Money.
Be the branch, man. Be the branch. You gotta be the branch.
Love AEW. I love
AEW, guys. We got Blood Money 47 saying, "Hey guys, are you excited for Forbidden Door, AEW, and New Japan and Stardom and CMLL?" Krssi, how excited are you for tonight's show?
I'm very excited. I can't wait. I'm gonna see my boo. Oh my god. I'm gonna see.
There's so much going on. It's ridiculous.
I don't know what kind of sign I should make. It's so many of them. I can't, but so many I could carry. But you know.
And y'all gotta be there at like 6:15, at least 6 o'clock to get to your seat by 6:30 because the action starts at 6:30. 14 matches. Y'all gonna be there for 5.5 hours. Y'all ain't leaving Long Island until like 1 a.m.
You going to Forbidden Door tonight? Oh, is it the UBS Arena, right?
The best arena.
Nice. Okay. Enjoy that. That's just gonna be great.
Yeah, I got mine.
14 matches.
That's a lot. That's a lot of wrestling. I'm gonna be so tired.
Just think about the opportunity. Just think about the opportunities you will have to go to concessions to get refreshments. You will have plenty.
Just pick and choose your matches. Pick and choose the matches you wanna.
They all ain't gonna be good.
Is Drunk Guy gonna be there? I'm sure
yes.
What seat are you in, friend? Because I know you got some type of floor scam going on.
I don't know. He's in the chat here. He says, "Hey, my black people." So he says,
"Oh, are you one of the people that have the black jobs?"
God is love. We all
the black job.
Yeah, that means he's drunk. That means he's drunk right now.
Yeah, yes, one of the many black jobs.
One of the many black jobs, right, friend? Yeah.
One of the many. One of
We're
the many
black
here.
Jobs,
and we also got.
We haven't even started yet. It's all like.
Y'all going in already? I love it.
What was I going to say? Whatever.
I was say it's happening. You going in the water? What's going on?
Yeah, I was like, what happened?
I'm being like Joe Biden trying to respond.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh God.
Sorry. I'm like, what is happening
Don't even
right
get
now?
that started. We're all screwed for 4 years,
guys. A living malfunction.
Regardless, we are 4 more years of foolishness.
Yo,
so.
we are fucked as a nation. Just
as
know
a
that
nation,
either way, we are fucked.
Yep.
Might look into the visa. But we have a super chat donation here from Nicky Boy, Negro Buck, Nick Jackson, who says, "Happy Forbidden Door Day, y'all. Happy Forbidden Door Day to you as well. I know you're gonna be excited for the show." Blood Money in the chat saying, "I am a Japanese wrestling fan from New Japan, All Japan, Stardom, Tokyo Joshi Pro, NXT Japan, DDT, and I am a Minoru Suzuki and Tomohiro Ishii guy." So,
he's at NXT Japan.
I'm sorry. And whenever I see Marigold, I just say, "Oh, NXT Japan, you mean?"
Yeah.
You mean that? You mean the company?
NXT
You mean the
Japan?
company? Rossi snitched on Triple H. He was like, he's the one that made me go do this. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You snitching on him. All right. We got Bala B who says, "Y'all started early. I'm still cooking dinner here." Well, Bala B, cook your dinner and listen to us. You can listen to us while you fillet and make your dinner.
Yeah, what time is it over there, Bala B?
India, I don't know the time difference. If this was the UK, I would let you know the time difference. I even know Bulgaria. Bulgaria is 2 hours ahead of the UK. I learned that,
bro. It's already 3:30 over there by you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 3:30 here. Yeah. But we got.
You're gonna be up for a long time today.
I'm gonna be up till like 5 a.m. tonight watching Forbidden Door.
Just get one of them quick 45-minute power naps and you be good.
No, what I need to do is finish this podcast so I can get some sleep because then I have to start work at 7. So I got a lot to go into today.
Yeah,
so
let's get through this,
go.
friend.
But we start off every Tru Heel Heat flagship
Power
podcast with our roll call, shouting out those supporting us across social media and here on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. Our top 3 conversation starters on our Facebook group page, our Tru Heel Trinity. We got Patrick the Eagle. We got number 2, Joe Bellini. And number 1, once again, Stewie John Palmer. Our Patreon backers, you got Bala B, who's in the chat. You got Negro Buck, who's in the chat. Alan Weinstein, Alex McCarthy, Professor Chris, Austin Trey, Robert, Steve, Ladarius, John, a.k.a. Russell Scopes, Dan Snide, Kobe, Dolores, John Martin, DJ Eric, Marcus Ryan, James, Allen, Santo. Thank you so much for supporting us over at patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content and the Tru Heel Heat Prediction Championship. We'll come back once Romeo gives me my prize for the last season. We'll figure it out. But
I wonder what happened to that. Damn. Okay.
I don't know. He's still counting up and tallying. He's been making money on all these fan bills and stuff. You don't have time to do the tallying and just give me my award. But what we missed is how we start off this edition of Tru Heel Heat. And what we missed, we'll start off with Friday, which was WWE SmackDown. And the show was from New York City, Madison Square Garden, with another great show from WWE, back-to-back weeks on Friday nights, as you had the Bloodline kicking off to lead to a huge brawl to kick off the broadcast with the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens, ending with KO with a massive swanton bomb out of the stands in MSG onto Tongaloa after the Bloodline bailed and the babyface started attacking security. They cut some good promos, highlighted by Cody saying Solo isn't a tribal chief. He is a seat filler. Rhodes, Orton, and Owens were then escorted out of the building by the NYPD. Nick Aldis is a snitch, apparently. And then later in the show, we got the Bloodline acknowledgement ceremony with Jacob Fatu being introduced as the new enforcer of the group, each member acknowledging Sikoa until he had the tribal chief leg, and he presented it to Paul Heyman to acknowledge him. But Paul Heyman says, I acknowledge you are not my tribal chief, and threw down the mic. And he led to Solo delivering a Samoan spike, shocking the MSG crowd, laying out the 58-year-old Paul Heyman. Fatu went up to the top rope, hitting a diving headbutt. Thank God it was a diving headbutt, because I thought he was going to splash him, and Paul Heyman's guts was going to fall. Oh, my God,
I was scared.
Yes. I thought they were going to kill.
Scared to death during that spot, bro.
Yep.
And then, to scare you even more, the Bloodline gave poor Paul Heyman, who had to be like 300 pounds, because even Jacob Fatu had some issues getting him up for the Shield Bomb. They put him through the commentary table to end the show with an all-time segment. Heyman was stretchered out of MSG following the broadcast. You also had some Money in the Bank qualifiers as Tiffany Stratton beat Candice LeRae and Jade Cargill, while Naomi picked up the win over Indy Hartwell and Blair Davenport for both Stratton and Naomi to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank.
Her Xbox gear.
That was nice. Meanwhile, LA Knight, went up against Logan Paul with Indiana Pacers' own Tyrese Halliburton, someone who knows how to win in MSG, and Santos. LA Knight won a very good triple threat matchup to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank, even with Jalen Brunson in attendance for the New York Knicks, having a stare down with the Indiana Pacers all-star guard, and this led to a confrontation after the matchup with LA Knight playing the role of playing the role of DDP, Jalen Brunson playing the role of the mailman Karl Malone, while Tyrese Halliburton was young light-skinned Dennis Rodman, and Logan Paul, of course, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, as we had the stare down in LA Knight picking up the win in MSG. This was another great show, really highlighted by the Bloodline. I said it to y'all guys in the chat that the Bloodline carried hard on this episode, but I thought that SmackDown was once again the best show of the week from WWE. Arguably the best show overall in wrestling this week because of that final segment. We'll start with you, Krssi Luv. What did you think of what went down on Friday night?
Friday was good. I hope they do something at like SummerSlam or whatever, like do the whole Dennis Rodman, Hulk Hogan, Karl Malone, and DDP match, because as a kid, that was great. That was everything. Like you didn't care. It's like LT and Bam Bam Bigelow. It's just like just bring it back all over again. Like just do that. But no, in the Garden, I love how they set up the Garden. They had the longer ramp because, usually with the Garden, they usually do a smaller ramp, but they did the long ramp. So I guess that like limited more seating. But they should do that more often at the Garden because of the way it's laid out. But overall, great show. Loved it.
What about you, top guy JJ? What did you think about Paul Heyman finally being ejected?
Did he put something in his eyes to make him all like was he sick?
He didn't sleep. I know him. He's done this before. He didn't sleep for days before the show. That's why he looked at all disheveled. Like
nuts.
This has probably been one of the better WWE like off seasons in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because they have their little dry period after WrestleMania, and they have really like done well building in like everything. This like the Solo Sikoa now entrance now makes so much. It just looks so much better now with his establishment. Like everything that they are working for. It seems to be like working a little bit more, and just with this ultimate inevitable return of our real tribal chief, like I know, like who thought in years you would hear weekly thunderous "We want Roman" chants?
They didn't. They wasn't saying that when he was there.
Like it was great, and Paul Heyman getting the babyface pop of a lifetime, like this stuff they've done it well. They've cooked it up nicely, And
I didn't think this was going to happen. Like I didn't expect this. Like who knew?
Yeah.
And Solo being silent all this time, and now look at him blossoming like a damn flower.
It's just he had to watch some archives, copy paste all of Roman's gimmick, and just kind of use it on his own. The hand extension for the microphone, having cities acknowledge him with thunderous "fuck you" chants now. It's working so good, and the insertion of Jacob Fatu just makes this shit just so like.
Because he's off the hinges.
Badass.
If you see him, like he just be roaming. He don't even sit still. Like he on Ritalin.
Yeah, they look like a bunch of fucking wild dogs, which is great. It's been really good, man. It's been good. The Paul Heyman and Solo segment, and it was really. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I enjoyed, and it's like, you can't, if you see one episode of SmackDown, you see all the altercations already, but this one felt really nice to see, like that, just the all out war starting show off, like that shit just kicked off the fucking show. So like all the shit that happened in between, like even like that the Logan Paul, so the Logan Paul, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton thing, I was like, this is funny. It's funny. like I love Jalen Brunson knowing how to promote himself now, wearing his own shirts. Like I love he's into self promotion now, which he knows he's becoming a big deal, which is great to see. I love it, man. But yeah, I am thoroughly looking forward to what happens next Saturday, because I am really, really hoping that next Saturday is the day that we see our tribal chief make his return after like a bunch of shenanigans happens. And, it's what better place to do that than in Canada? Like they will lose their shit if that happens. But, Lord knows what they're gonna be cooking up, but yeah, like I enjoyed SmackDown. I enjoyed the whole Paul Heyman thing. Like this is gonna this was that final coil, and props to Heyman for taking all of that, because he could have just taken a few hits. He could have taken like a push into the stairs, and they could have did some vile shit to with a chair protecting him. No, that motherfucker took hits. Like,
definitely took some hits. He was like, "No, give me
like
everything. Let's sell this. Let's sell this,
he's
bitch."
Like, I haven't taken a real bump in like 10 years. Let me get my money's worth. Let me get this garden something to remember forever, because you're not gonna not remember that. That's a memorable spot, like for years to come. So well done. They got his ass up. Even Solo had a split second of looking nervous. He's like, yo.
He's like, all right, fellas, let's get it together.
I want to fuck him up, but make sure y'all don't kill us, man.
We don't need no on our hands. Like,
I mean, the way he dropped, you could have saw his stomach fall on his throat. He could have died.
You know what?
Oh my god, that was really good. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed SmackDown. Like it was a good episode. I saw like 85% of it, and most of what I saw was really good.
If you saw the stuff you mentioned, you saw the best stuff
saw SmackDown.
on the show.
You
saw the best stuff. There was only 3 matches on the show. That was the one thing that kept it from being as great as the week prior. I thought the week prior was the best SmackDown, top to bottom, but this was a great follow-up. Josh, you said it in our chat here. You thought SmackDown back-to-back weeks outdid Monday Night Raw. What did you think overall?
100%.
I still feel that way. I still think that SmackDown outdid Raw. But because of the Bloodline stuff, like it was definitely carried.
Going back to that, like weeks before WrestleMania is being better than the main show because of the Bloodline story. Sorry to cut you off, Josh.
Yeah, but that was pretty much what it was. Let me know the matches, like what what was it? Right, there was 2 women's matches, right? The triple threat, right? There was 2 triple threat matches. First one was decent. Second one was bad. It was pretty butt.
Oh my god! Like I was like, we almost got into an argument with Dutch Mantel because Dutch Mantel was like, "Oh, I liked it." I was like, "It was really bad." It was like really
bad. It was bad. It was bad.
Which match?
Especially the finish. That
Naomi, Indy, Hartwell, and Blair Davenport. It just seemed like everything was going in slow motion, and they couldn't get on the same page. And then the crowd didn't help because they didn't care. They were just standing the whole time.
Yeah, and then they had Jade come out. Nobody was like into it, and then even the finish was like kind of flat. Like it was just nobody really cared about it. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You have bad matches. You have good matches. It happens. And then the last segment. I mean, do I feel bad for Paul Heyman? No, because what you're getting yourself into. You're going to say no, and then you have all those men in the ring. You think that was going to happen to you, man? Like, did you really think that was going to happen? That's his fault. I don't feel bad.
Don't do that to Paulie. This man has been the glue of this whole Bloodline.
He did it. He did it to himself. He did it to himself.
That's wrong. That's wrong how you turning on our New York brother in here, man.
No, but I'm not turning on him. I'm just keeping it real. It's just like if I was to go outside right now and there's like 10 dudes, right, and I start some shit with them, whose fault is that? That's my fault.
No, it's because Solo is the insecure, dangerous leader. He wanted everyone to acknowledge him. Yes,
exactly.
Yes, man.
But exactly. Like the man was dangerous, and then you did that. Like, you swim with a shark at that point, right?
It's very similar to what Roman did, though. He was forcing people to acknowledge him, and then did it by force. People just didn't.
But people respected Roman.
Oh, I mean, come on, Roman's been in the game how long? Solo's a puppy. Yeah. Solo's a puppy. So I'm gonna command my fucking respect. So remember, Undertaker had a whole respect me gimmick.
That shit was funny.
So Solo doing that, I kind of thought that it's kind of like power establishment.
Yeah, but that's what made it funny to me. Like that's what made it funny, and you know,
Hey,
it was a good spot too. He got put through the table. It was a good spot, and then the whole like what was it, Jalen Brunson spot with this other fucking douche. Like it's great. It was all great stuff. They did its job. I mean, right?
You say winner very weird.
Huh? No, I say douche. I mean, hey,
No,
the Knicks they got
sounds
the
like you're
same amount
saying
of wins.
winner. Very
All I'm
weird.
saying is that they got the same amount of wins in round 3. So I'll take that as a victory.
I mean, the Knicks have to make it to round 3, which they haven't been able to do. So
I mean, I know that. I know that, so it's not going to bother me. But I mean, we got the same amount of wins as the Pacers did against the Celtics. So that's going to be my moral victory.
Look at SP trying to figure out a way to kick a team while the entire roster is fucking recovering from injury and shit.
Yep.
Starting 5 injured. An entire NBA starting 5 injured.
Yep. Because they always talking trash about my Anthony Davis. So
I mean, not me. To be fair, I don't talk about Mr. Glass.
But if you're associated with all those trash talkers, all those haters, then you got to get this. You got to get this work too. I'm sorry, man. You said it. You come out and everybody's acknowledging somebody, and you don't. You know what's going to happen. Like what's going to happen?
Yeah, but I mean, I got nothing to do with that.
But I gotta ask because, like I said, I think Paul Heyman has been putting on exceptional performance since WrestleMania and has really been the glue of the Bloodline story. Now that he's been officially taken out, the question we put in the headline here, we gotta ask: is Solo Sikoa ready to be like the lead person, the leader of the Bloodline, and the head person running this kind of angle on the Bloodline side? Is he ready to be the tribal chief, Miss Krssi Luv?
He could be a part-time tribal chief, like like when your boss is like out of, on vacation, so they put someone else in charge. That's who he is. Just an interim, like he's just a filler for right now.
That's fair. What about you, top guy JJ?
I think his time will come. His in-ring work needs more messaging. Like his in-ring work needs more of that power establishment, kind of like very similar to what Roman Reigns did, establishing power while working the ring. Like Solo can't have solo matches and be a believable, like, oh, I'm gonna get behind tribal chief, like not as fan wise, but he's trying to be this monster heel. Like it's so like. When he steps in that ring, it's going to have to matter. He doesn't have to put on 5-star matches. He doesn't have to do that. But his messaging, his play to the audience, his play to talking that shit while working, that shit matters. Like the character work is going to matter when he's between the ropes in a wrestling match. And not wearing a fucking whatever you want to call this cosplay that he's doing right now of the black gloves and the black suit with the red and something with the red fucking interior. Like I can't get it in my head who he's literally cosplaying someone right now. I just can't get it in my head who it is.
Cosplaying The Weeknd.
The Weeknd from
there we go. He even fucking dyed his inner lines to his hair
to
like black. Like it's like, all right, yeah, cool. You're getting the
black gloves for me.
Yeah, you're getting the outer part done. Like you're doing that part now. The in-ring shit has got to have some merit to make this shit really matter in the long run, to become a version of a tribal chief.
What about you, Josh? Do you think Solo is ready?
Absolutely not. But he's doing a good job filling in.
Yeah, I think he's doing as well as he can do. Now it's all about like JJ to kind of piggyback off of what JJ's saying. You're saying he doesn't need 5-star matches. He needs at least a great match. I think that's the key, because what really changed the fortune and got Roman on this road to becoming this major line star that they've been wanting him to be for like 10 years prior to he came back from after the pandemic and became the head of the table, became the tribal chief. It was the great matches with Jey Uso. Then he followed up great matches with Jey Uso with great matches with Kevin Owens. He followed up that with a great match at WrestleMania. Like, it was great matches plus the character work that brought it all together. Solo's getting the character work done right now, but he just needs to deliver in the ring. And they also need to give him credibility wins, because the reason why it's probably that people will say he's not ready right now, and I agree with Josh, he's not ready right now, is he's getting ready, is because they didn't do the work after he beat John Cena last year. After he beat John Cena last year, they were just like, okay, he's done. All right, he's done. Yeah, we can keep him on the back burner. We can have him lose to Cody Rhodes. We can have him lose to Jey Uso. It's fine. It's fine. He's done. Yeah, it's all good. Like, they put their foot off the gas, and now they have to like go extra. They have to go above the speed limit right now to get him ready. And honestly, next Saturday, you don't need Roman Reigns to come back. The one thing you need is Solo Sikoa to pin Cody Rhodes in that 6-man. That's what you need. You need Solo to beat Cody. If the plan is Cody versus Solo at SummerSlam, he has to get the win. And if he's not going to beat Cody, if you want to protect Cody, he at least has to beat Randy Orton. He can't beat Kevin Owens every fucking time in these 6-man and tag team matches. He has to beat someone that matters, and that's either Orton or Cody.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I was like, there's got to be a big sacrificial lamb here, like a big one. Like, it can't be feed him LA Knight, feed him somebody that
the mid carders. You need the main guys to make him credible to do this role. Yeah.
Because John Cena to me wasn't a major victory, because John Cena is, this version of John Cena, we all love to see him, even though we can't. We love seeing him, but he's not a player in the game anymore. Like, it's not like he beating John Cena means anything, because he's not working any storylines. He's not involved in any major programs. So beating Cena in a one-off match it didn't do anything for him. But a major player in a major program, he needs that win. He needs it.
I agree 100%. And we got some super chat donations here from Bala B first up, who says, Paulie screwed Paulie. He's echoing what Josh had to say. I mean, points were made. That's fair. we got Please Vinny, who gives us a super chat donation. Thank you so much for that. He says, oh, hell yeah, in his stone cold voice. Thank you for the super chat donation. And then we also got Vala B brother. With another super chat donation here, who says, damn, Top Guy, you're right. Solo is a puppy, the Scrappy to Roman Scooby.
It's a good description, because he's working towards it, but he still clearly needs work, but they're clearly in the right direction. Like people don't even know Solo Sikoa for a year yet. So I think this is a good starting point. He got a good launching pad so far.
Yeah, and I think that Friday was his best performance yet. He came off like the very dangerous, very insecure leader. The other thing that they need to do is stop with the shit that they're saying, the other people. Like last week, we had Punk call him phony cosplay Roman Reigns. Then this week, we had Cody say he's not the tribal chief. He's a seat filler. We got to stop, because that's working against what you're trying to present him as. The perception that you're trying to build up that Solo is a top guy, when you have other top guys saying like, oh, he's not ready. He's not there. He's not there. Like that sticks with fans. That sticks with fans a lot. They need to stop doing that type of stuff. He's an opportunist. He's taking advantage of things. Those are better things to say, where you're criticizing him, but you're not putting down the perception and the presentation.
Yeah, but you know what? Also, that can work to a degree, because it can also drive fuel to what Solo is working on. because to a point. So you see when he hit Paul with the Samoan spike, after everything, that was to me the best part of Solo's interaction with Paul, was that screaming at him, that emotion, all of that shit that came after the Samoan spike, like that work, like I loved you, and that anger, like need that version of somebody being pissed off. Like Solo was actually hurt, that led to him being pissed off. And this is giving him more confidence in front of all of these people. It's giving him confidence to hold that microphone. So like it could work in his favor if he's strong enough to deal with it. It could.
I don't think he's strong enough to deal with it yet. So that's why I'm like, please just stop. Don't do that anymore. Stop saying that. Stop saying that stuff.
The man on live TV called himself the tribal chief.
This is true.
Just saying.
This is true. They acknowledged him as their tribal chief.
He had the audacity to pull out the Uma Fala. He pulled out the Uma Fala. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to deal with some shit now. Because
I loved like Heyman's reaction to all of it. Heyman's reaction to the lay, to him saying Madison Square Garden, acknowledge me. Heyman put on an all-time performance, and that's why that segment is in my top 5 Bloodline segments all time. Number 1 is Tribal Court with Sami Zayn. That's the greatest Bloodline segment of all time. Number 2 for me is Rock acknowledging Roman Reigns before WrestleMania, because Rock just torched the whole crowd, and then he was about to do the if you smell it, and Roman said, wait, acknowledge me. Oh my God, that was cinema. That was cinema, folks. Cinema. Number 3 is Sammy says Usi for the first time, because that is probably the most unintentional, entertaining Bloodline segment of all time, because they all broke during that one.
They did. They couldn't keep their faces straight. Yep.
Number 4 is Sammy becomes honorary Uce. That's Sammy. All three of those segments. Sammy's in the top 5 for the Bloodline. And number 5 is what happened on Friday. It's jumped Jay and Jimmy saying they're out of the Bloodline.
That was dumb. That was dumb.
Number 5 Bloodline segment of all time. But that is not the only major news of the week, as WWE had a major departure being announced on social media. In a post on Twitter, Dijak announced that he is leaving WWE, and his final date with the company was on Friday. He is now taking bookings, and he wrote in a letter that he posted on social media, "Here's the truth. WWE never negotiated with me. We attempted to negotiate, and they stonewalled me. They never made me a single offer. Then they informed me they would not renew my contract at the 11th hour. 2 months ago, I was in one of the best matches in NXT history and a top match of WrestleMania weekend. On that day, a top executive in WWE told me I was, quote unquote, crushing it. I was slated to feud for the NXT title, but I got called up to Raw instead. I consistently outperformed everyone's expectations, especially throughout 2023 and early 2024. I never complained about anything or was difficult to work with. I tirelessly pitched ideas to anyone who would listen as recently as the day before I was notified. I never once missed a booking, and I was injured one time in 7 years for 3 months. I'm thankful, disappointed, but also excited. This has lit a fire under me to relentlessly prove myself to the world. All I ever wanted was a fair shot, and now I have the opportunity to go out and take it. That's enough talk. Now it's time to do or die, Jack. My last date under a WWE contract is June 28th, 2024. Bookings/interviews, bookdijak@gmail.com. Get ready to feast your fucking eyes. One thing to note is that in the photo, he also tagged Tony Khan, AEW, TNA Wrestling, Tommy Dreamer, and NJPW's social media accounts. How surprised were you to find out about Dijak's announcement of his departure from WWE, Josh?
Very. I really thought he was gonna resign, because he's more at least he's shown it. He's more like pro WWE. Like he was, he was like not defending the company, but he was representing the company well, especially on social media, like with certain things. So that's why it came as a surprise, because I'm like, yo, I thought they were really gonna re-sign this guy because he's legit one of their best in-ring workers in the company. It's very unfortunate, especially like when you hear all the stuff he was doing at NXT constantly. Every time they did like a PLE for NXT, he was always part of like one of the best matches. And that's not me, just saying that, but it's like the buzz around it, right? We always hear like the amount of great work he's putting in, the great matches he was having in NXT. And then, he gets drafted. Well, yeah, he gets drafted and then nothing happened. That's why I found it weird. Like if this is one of your best guys at NXT, why didn't you just keep him there? Instead, you put him on Raw and then never to be seen again. And then just to decide, oh, well, we're not going to re-sign you. Like, I wonder what was the disconnect when it comes to that. Or, I know somebody else did bring it up, and I brought it up a long time ago when it comes to like TKO Endeavor. Usually this is how they run shit. Like you could be favorable, people could like you, but if they don't see a real investment in you, then they just let you go. And I've seen it constantly with Endeavor. And this is kind of similar to that. So it's like, give or take, I thought he was going to stay, but, obviously there's somebody in the company that just didn't see his value.
Yeah, and this is like the second big departure of someone who was kind of just floating around the middle, with Ricochet announcing that he was leaving, and now you got Dijak, and there was various reports coming out of his announcement about details about his impending exit or exit now from WWE. Fightful Select had a new report with additional information on Dijak's exit and the weeks leading up to it. According to the report, Dijak was notified that he would not be re-signed at some point after his WWE Speed match that aired this week. He was the pinned tweet on WWE's social media with his matchup with Xavier Woods that was filmed a couple of weeks ago on the same day that he posted his letter that he was departing the company, which was funny. However, there is no word as of yet when WWE made the decision. Dijak told Fightful in an interview he has a theory WWE planned to let his deal expire for a while now. Fightful's Corey Brenner had been told several times that Dijak was well-liked in WWE and NXT, and has confirmed Dijak's assertion that he was originally set for an NXT championship matchup before he was called up to Raw. Shawn Michaels was said to be a big supporter of his, even with some minor creative differences between them in the past. Talent was often surprised that Dijak wasn't a regular on Raw after being called up, and Dijak told Sean Ross Sapp that he knew something was wrong when he wasn't in plans for the first couple of weeks after his call-up. Dijak was not brought to taping several times after his call-up, according to the report, and when he was in plans, it would often be for WWE Main Event or WWE Speed, and he never made an appearance on Raw. According to someone close to Dijak, there were early preludes to negotiations that has begun, and they had been positive. However, WWE did not reach out to Dijak again until he was told his contract would not be renewed, and people in WWE were shocked by that. And one former WWE talent said that 20 years ago, Dijak would have had a job till his legs fell off. There is a lot of interest in Dijak, both inside and outside the wrestling world. At least 2 promotions are expected to reach out to him for possible appearances, and major companies have been in contact with his management. In an interview with Fightful, Dijak spoke about when he was informed about his WWE contract would not be renewed, and he said, "I was told not that long ago. For one reason or another, I was told to not get in the specifics of the date. I don't know whether it matters or not. It was somewhat recently. Let's put it this way. I've been trying to negotiate with WWE. When I started, even as recently as 2 years ago, contracts were renegotiated years in advance. I've had probably 5 or 6 contracts with WWE. Right now is the deepest into a contract by 2 years that I've ever gotten. The closest I've gotten on another deal before it was renewed was 2 years out. Dijak then appeared on Mason Mansour's Twitch channel on Thursday night, where he weighed in on hypothetical last-minute deals to keep him, on if he'd be willing to stay if he was offered a deal. He said, "I guess if they wanted to make me an offer right now, they could. At this point, I'm not terribly interested in listening to it. Just by the nature of a WWE contract, they can hire you and release you for no reason. They could pull a fast one on me. You're rehired. Just kidding. You're fired." On if he would go back if he got a WWE Speed Championship run, he said no and laughed. If they came to me with some massive number or some promises of something like that, at this point, I would consider getting it in writing. Now Dijak is set for his first independent, I believe, a matchup on the outside of WWE. Now going by Donovan Dijak, he will appear for Prestige Roseland 9 on September 29th. It is a joint show with Prestige, Deadlock Pro, and West Coast Pro, and he made his first appearance on the independent scene last night for Berserk Blitzkrieg Pro, where he attacked the entire roster, including the new champion CPA. So he's off and running already. Miss Krssi Luv, what do you think Dijak will land next now that he is gone from WWE?
That's how I definitely think he's gonna do a lot of independent shows. He can do great and join Mustafa Ali over there and get the other guys and join back their crew together and make it better than it was before and let them have control of what they can do. But it's sad that, they had such potential. He's such a good wrestler, and he did so good during his NXT run when they pushed him back. And I think that he proved himself very well. And then just to not be able, you bring me up, you did that whole draft stuff for what? Just for show? Because that's what it seems like. Because that's what it feels like and looks like. Like, a duck is a duck. This is quacking. That's a duck. You bring me up from NXT, you make this whole draft thing, and you never even put me on TV, but the other guys that was drafted got put on TV. So which one is it?
And it seems like we're still seeing the same thing of people getting called up with no plans in place. Even though we're in the Triple H era, like he always likes to promote, we're still seeing remnants of the Vince McMahon era, where he would call up people with no plan.
No plans. And it's like, okay, you guys obviously had a draft for a reason. Like you broadcasters, you don't have to have a draft. You don't even have to say anything on like why this person was called. Like you could just bring them up. You don't have to make it a big thing. But you guys do this, and then the people don't get used. Make it make sense, friends.
Top Guy JJ, I know you've known of Donovan Dijak since his days in Ring of Honor with us going to those shows. What did you think overall about his run? And he's the only one, I was thinking about it the other day after listening to his interview with Sean Ross Sapp. He's the only one that really got a good repackaging and didn't have to leave the company after Retribution.
Yep.
I mean, this one is tough, man, because when you go through the bullshit that you went through with that whole Retribution angle, that is almost unrepairable. Like, it's almost unrepairable to whatever the fuck they put him through with that stupid, that goofy ass mask and never winning a fucking match. Like, literally all credibility is just lost. Like, all of it. And he made the effort, and he made himself made again.
Yep.
Like, he made himself a made man again. He was the most over that he ever was in NXT. He created a catch line. Like, he did everything in every step that you think you should do to make yourself relevant in the WWE. And then you get drafted to Monday Night Raw as an NXT call-up that everyone celebrates, and he never came on TV. Like, you could have made, obviously, timing could have probably been like an issue, but there was so many guys that he could have had mid-card banger matches with on Raw.
Yep.
To fill the spot of a show, of a 3-hour fucking program. Like, there's no way you don't even test the fucking waters with him. They didn't even test the fucking waters with him, which is something to behold, because it's like you saw something when you drafted him, but you didn't even let this man fail. You didn't even let him not succeed. You didn't even give the man a fucking opportunity. Like so that is mind-boggling in its own right, because like Donovan himself said, like it just seems like, you know, they could sell you these hooplas and these hopes and dreams, and they could sell you these opportunities, and all of a sudden they could just, oh, something came up, you're not happening anymore, and like, what? Like none of that shit, none of it makes any sense.
Nope.
Of his departure, the timing of them telling him of his departure, them letting him know they're not going to renew his contract, and it's just like, okay, all right. So obviously he's gonna be somebody that's very successful outside of the WWE. Like I immediately, when I saw him, I immediately thought once he is no longer with them, I immediately thought he is gonna fucking kill it in Impact Wrestling. Like that's somebody that I was like, damn.
Impact or GCW.
Like the work that he could put on with Moose, like the work that he could put on with these other, like he has a spot, and there's gonna be so many people that is knocking on his door and calling his agents. Like this man is very, very talented. He has the look, he has the work rate, he has the workability. Like, there is nothing not to like about a damn good worker. So it's not like he was like pushing ideas and being a rebellion, or being somebody that is like, all right, you're just not what we're asking for, you're just not what we're looking for in the moment. So it's just very odd of them just, you're done. like it's just very odd. It makes no sense when you don't even give the man a shot to step in front of a live audience and prove himself to see if he has any value, while you having some of these other motherfuckers like Brunson fucking Reed, like you have these fucking people coming out here and they're fucking doing the moon and the stars to make him relevant, and they don't even put him on TV once. It's just fucking weird. It's just weird, and this is one of the first major blunders of the Triple H era, because it just makes no sense. It literally makes no sense how this came about.
Yeah. And I've been seeing this a lot on social media, and it's a great point. Damian Priest and Dijak, they ain't that much difference to it, and I would say Dijak's a better worker.
I was going to say the same thing.
It's crazy to me that they have made Damian Priest, Punishment Martinez, into a main eventer on Monday Night Raw, but they couldn't do anything with Dijak. At least give him the NXT championship. Like I said a year ago, after his banger with Dragunov at Battleground last year, that they should have built NXT around those two guys, and they just never pulled the trigger. He never won the North American title. He had multiple chances at that. I thought he was going to win the North American title last February against Wesley. They didn't give him that. Then he like teased going into the main event scene, but they never even committed to him in the main event scene on NXT. You telling me you couldn't get more out of this guy? Like, this guy tried to make Retribution work with a name like T-Bar. But you're saying, JJ, TNA is where you think he'll land next?
I mean, that's where I would hope he would land, because honestly, like, if he would go to a place like AEW, I think he would just sink. I don't think he would swing, just because they're too loaded. The roster's too loaded. Like we've probably been saying this roster is too loaded for like 2 years now, and it stands true today. Like, they have way too many people on that roster, and especially with the assertion of Will Ospreay and Kazuchika Okada and Mercedes Moné, like, that there's too much going on in AEW for him to actually be relevant there. It's too much happening there.
I was going to say, I could see him going to AEW and having a similar run like Claudio, like go to Yes, my daughter. Yes. Oh, thank you. You got me a drink that probably has like ketchup in it and paste, right? Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody.
Hi, sweetie.
Say hi, Krssi.
Hi, Krssi.
Hi.
All right.
No.
You want me to show them the drink? But I see chunks at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
This is your concoction. Your concoction you made. Thank you.
I think you should taste it.
Yeah, I took a sip. Thank you. It was delicious.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
He said it probably has
There's
ketchup in it.
What a parent. Oh.
That's gross.
He said that's gross.
Okay. I'll keep the
Listen,
drink here
Josh,
for her.
This is what you have to go through as a parent, okay? You have to play with
This is you're in Wendy's future.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I was gonna say not TNA because TNA has this whole relationship going on with WWE where they're basically they're NXT 2.0. They're basically now NXT 2.0 to me. That's what I see their future being. True. I would say New Japan Pro Wrestling. The only obstacle with that is they probably don't have the money. They don't have the money, but I would throw whatever money you got into getting Dijak. You need a top gaijin to go with your Zack Sabre Juniors, with your Gabe kids. You have to fill a void that was left by Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, and those guys. So I think that Dijak in New Japan is the best place that he could possibly go.
I like
Krssi
that
Luv,
okay.
What do you say?
I like that you did the comparison between Damian Priest and Dijak because they were a tag team. They were to get like they pretty much are the same thing, just that one is just a better wrestler. And you saw something in someone else and you pushed them all the way to the moon. And you know, it's unfortunate that, you know, he got released and you had so many opportunities to put a belt on this guy, you never did. He could have had a great heel run and they just missed it all. So
he just
he didn't even get released. They just didn't want to re-sign him. That's
they didn't negotiate with him.
I think that's even worse because this is like, bro, like you had the opportunity to re-sign him, and then he wanted to come back. So it's not like he was in a state of like, oh, you know, once my contract is done, I'm leaving the company. He wanted to stay. It wasn't a Ricochet kind of situation. Ricochet already told him, I'm not resigning. This guy wanted to stay. And then they just said nope. I'm like,
I agree with Josh. That's worse than like him being released, is him wanting to stay and y'all just not even negotiating with him. And it seems like it's a bigger problem than people are making it, that WWE keeps getting into those situations. I feel like Natalia's on like a verbal agreement at this point. Like they have not negotiated with her. They offered her a new deal, but she hasn't signed it yet, or we haven't got confirmation that she signed it yet. So it's very interesting what's going on right now with WWE and their contracts, because we're not used to this, where they used to re-sign people like a year out from their deals expiring, but they're now bringing it to like the deadline at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then also you also but you also got to remember too is that because they're under TKO, it's just things are going to be run differently. And this is like, again, this is kind of like the formula that Endeavor was doing with the UFC, where, they had a lot of good fighters. They had a lot of prominent names, but if they don't see value in you, then they're just not going to either try to push you to re-sign a new fight deal, or they're just going to let you go. I mean, prime example, Francis Ngannou, he was heavyweight champion when they let him go. Like, his contract expired and they didn't even resign him because he wanted more money. So they're like, all right, you could walk, you know, and that division itself has been hurt because of that. So these are things that they've been doing. So and I said it before, I said it this past week. I'm like, realistically, they're not going to re-sign everybody. They're going to see who they value more, and they're going to try to re-sign them before others. When other contracts are coming up, they're not going to probably be re-signed. So I think this is probably you're going to see a lot more of this, where situations where they're just going to let people walk. Like we've seen it, even though, I mean, you know, granted, Reggie was more of like a gimmick, more like a funny guy, but he was a prime example of that, where they just let him go. Like, oh, we're not going to renew your deal. And he was doing stuff at NXT, and then they just let him go. And then he seems like he's doing better stuff on the indie scene. Like he seems like his wrestling has been a lot better, but he's been doing like more like new shit that I'm like, yo, they could have really used this on NXT. And what the fuck, like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's good for him that he's, you know, he's proven himself and stuff like that. But realistically, you're probably gonna see a lot of this, like where people, popular guys, people that people like, are not going to be re-signed in WWE.
If you're not a prominent character on one of their brands, this is tend to happen. But Josh, let's wrap it up. And where do you think Dijak is going to land next?
I want to say AEW, just because AEW, again, they could give him the money, they could give him the deal. New Japan does seem like a good spot, but I think that'll be more like of just dates and tours. I don't think it'll be anything prominent like long term. If there was to do that, I'd be more surprised. Like if there was to offer him like an actual contract, I'd be more surprised. But I think it's gonna be more per deal. TNA, if you would have asked me maybe like 2 years ago, I would have said TNA. But because, you know, they had that partnership with WWE and WWE's sending their fucking fillers to TNA, that's all I really see happening.
Yeah, that's fair. But let's final. Go ahead.
I want to say one quick thing. I just wish that companies like them did just like a better job, especially with them being independent contractors, to give them more of a fucking heads up, like that we're not gonna fucking bring you back, like, you know, because you know they have a system where they have expiring contract names hit the tops of lists, because you know that's people that they primarily got to work on, is those people that's expiring. So, like, for example, you had Drew McIntyre that knew his contract was expiring months on ahead. You knew Becky Lynch's contract was expiring months on ahead. And whatever they decided to do, they decided to do. This shit felt like it was in the 48th hour. Like this shit was like, yo, 2 days from now, we're not bringing you back. Like, but you got other people that is in similar contract situations that is aware of this situation months on out.
Chad Gable was one. Gable was one.
Give the man, give equal opportunity to those people, because then he could have probably started doing little stuff on the internet. He could have probably did little something to pre-build himself for his exit, instead of literally having to work on it 2 days before he leaves.
Yeah. And then we've seen the other end of the spectrum where Ricochet knew his deal was coming up and he told them, I'm leaving. He's like, y'all not negotiating with me. I'm out of here.
And they wanted to keep him. Yeah. And they wanted to keep him. That's what kind of makes the situation so ironic, was that one guy left and he didn't want to stay, but they wanted to resign him. And the guy that wanted to stay, they didn't resign him.
Good for Ricochet, because he saw that fucking writing on the wall. He saw mid-Carter for the rest of his career there. And good for him.
Facts. Final news notes before we get into Raw this week. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that WWE originally planned to use the name of Caesar Sikoa for Jacob Fatu, which they trademarked last week. Obviously, with Fatu's debut last week, he showed up under his real name instead. Caesar Sikoa was the first idea, but they changed their mind and let him keep the one most are familiar with. They still have the name and could use it elsewhere for the future, but it was intended for Jacob Fatu. The current regime in WWE isn't as gung-ho about changing wrestlers' names as Vince McMahon was. McMahon wanted full ownership of the name and assurance that if the person left WWE, they couldn't use their WWE name elsewhere. And the current regime will give new stage names to those starting out, but if you made your name elsewhere, they're unlikely to change it. In regards to last Friday's SmackDown, Fightful had some backstage notes from this week's SmackDown as well. According to the report, multiple people within WWE expressed frustration over the heavy censorship on Friday night's live Fox Network broadcast of SmackDown. One WWE talent referred to watching SmackDown on Fox as a chore, quote unquote, saying on Fox is editing. It's a chore to watch sometimes. I understand censoring fuck the Pacers, but it feels like every segment is edited and it makes us look like it's our production. WWE SmackDown will be moving to the USA Network later this fall. Meanwhile, Monday Night Raw moves to Netflix in January 2025. Triple H did mention on the Pat McAfee show earlier this week, he's looking forward to not having these editing issues when Monday Night Raw is moved to Netflix, and we'll see more free-flowing with the language that the crowd as well as the performers can use. Fightful Select also reports that Nick Khan was in attendance for Friday Night Show in Madison Square Garden. Lin-Manuel Miranda, the songwriter and Oscar-nominated actor, was also in attendance, and Wes Lee of the NXT roster was backstage. Fightful notes that WWE officials were very happy with the ticket sales at Madison Square Garden ahead of Friday night's show. The event nearly sold out with a reported 16,901 tickets distributed. Elsewhere, Fightful notes that the fans were chanting, "We want Dijak," before the show started.
Wow.
And various independent wrestlers were used as extras, including Marcus Mathers, Channing Thomas, and Facade, portraying security guards during the opening segment, and it was Facade who took the RKO from Randy Orton. And then finally, Damian Priest was supposed to be in attendance for Friday night's show, but he was forced to miss the event due to travel issues. He put on Twitter, "Unfortunately, the honor of main eventing Madison Square Garden is not possible tonight. Still haven't taken off, stuck on a plane in a runway. Very disappointed. Apologies to my people. This one hurts. Enjoy the show. Hashtag SmackDown. I'm sure will be awesome." And then finally,
was he at Rhea's wedding? That's why he missed his flight?
No, he didn't take off. He never took off for his flight. I don't know if he was at Rhea's wedding or not. I didn't see any pictures, but we'll get into that. Fightful Select has an update on the new head writer for WWE SmackDown. According to the report, longtime WWE creative team member John Squigata has been promoted to the role of lead writer of the weekly show. He started in the role last week. Squigata reportedly replaced Ryan Callahan in the role. It said that Callahan parted ways with WWE. Squigata was previously listed as a senior writer for WWE, and he has been reportedly with the company for at least 10 years, and he was referenced in a tweet by Road Dogg 10 years ago. Additionally, a number of former WWE writers informed Fightful, saying that Squigata is a longtime, well-liked creative team member. Additionally, one WWE source reportedly said that Squigata has already made a huge impact, noting that the direction for last Friday's episode of SmackDown, which is receiving a lot of positive buzz. As previously reported, it's believed that last Friday's SmackDown was the biggest one for WWE since WrestleMania 40. And Squigata sounds like Triple H's new Ryan Ward, because for all the Triple H nut huggers out there, the reason that Triple H became the prominent in NXT was the fact that he had Ryan Ward. Ryan Ward was his Vince Russo. How Vince Russo was the guy coming up with the ideas, and then Vince McMahon would put it together. Ryan Ward was that for NXT in his prominent years in the 2010s, and now he's got Squigata, who seems to be the guy who's putting up the ideas that Triple H now has to put together and format in the end. So let's show some love for the unspoken guys in the Triple H era. I swear, this nigga's Diddy, yo. He all up in the music videos. He got to get all the credit for everything, yo.
That's so funny. He's the Diddy.
He don't make shit about himself. I'm sick of Paul.
You sick of Paul? You sick of him?
I'm sick of him.
Sick of him. Okay.
Don't get me wrong. He's doing a great job, but it's like when people want to talk about team effort, I'm like, it's, like people like to switch up. Like they want to give Triple H credit, but then when you bring up certain names, but it's a team effort. I'm like, which one is it? You want to give Triple H credit, or is it a team effort? Which one? You can't. It can't be both. So like, which one is it?
Yes. And how was the Fox broadcast? Because I watched the TNT.
Oh, it was fucking awful, to be honest with you.
I got all the curse words. I heard fucking Pacers. They did the loudest "fuck you" Solo chant at the end of the show for Solo when they did. It was awful because
they got out one chant on TV for "fuck you" Solo, and then they just blacked out the rest of the fucking show. Pretty much, the show ended on mute. It ended on mute.
So it wasn't. It was the fact that they weren't. So like when they were like doing the chants, they completely just muted it. So you don't even hear like the person's name. Like it wasn't going in and out like they usually do when they curse.
Yeah.
It was completely just off. But then also they were having like issues all night, to be honest with you, because the fucking screen turned black like I want to say like 7 or 8 times. Like it just turned completely black. Like
they blacked the screen for censoring.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but like, I mean, if it was that, I mean, that's fucking awful because I'm just like, why are you blacking a whole screen, a whole ass screen when there was nothing on camera that needed to be blocked?
And that was me of their frustration.
But I also think it was just issues too, because I remember when Logan Paul was coming out, the screen turned black. Nia Jax was coming out, the screen turned black.
Oh, because when Logan Paul came out with Tyrese Halliburton, they were cursing him out, the crowd.
No, before that, like the production, like it was like all fucked up. Like even before Halliburton came out.
No, there was
like it was all fucked up.
There was a sign. It was an anti-Pacer sign that they blacked out of the TV.
Yeah, there was like too much. There was just too much shit. I'm just like, bro, what is this?
In the
it was the muting, and it was the blackouts. It was just like, bro, like, come on.
Yeah.
If anything, just do a fucking different camera angle. Like, if you don't want to see that shit shown, or go up to the fucking person and say, hey, you got to remove your sign.
They don't give a damn about those things.
No, they do. They do.
Rather ruin the audience's viewership.
Correct. Exactly. That part.
They do. But then Fox said the point that they're like, oh yeah, we don't see the value in WWE on our channel anyway, so we just want them to fuck on.
Yeah, we know they're leaving anyway.
They treating them like Turner Sports treated WCW in the end.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you, good job, SP. So sorry I couldn't join you. But yeah, the downfall is definitely the execs and Eric Bischoff for sure.
Yo, I had a headache reading my notes for who killed WCW. I was gonna go through every episode.
No, you don't need.
No, I'm getting too annoyed.
Once you stop the count of the whole, like, damn, I had lost fingers. I can't even count anymore.
Fingers. Yep. Because they kept trying to not give him blame, but I was like, this was one point where he fucked up. Creative control for Hogan, Sting at Starrcade, this, that, and the third. It's like, damn, like. How y'all saying he didn't deserve any blame? It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But WWE Raw, the one who won the war with Nitro, was this week, and it was another really good show, and it was on the back of not the Wyatt Six, but the show-long narrative of Liv Morgan trying to impress the Judgment Day. First by buying them gifts, then also sending Dom a nudie text. Oh, naughty. Then she called Dominic Mysterio out to the ring, but she was interrupted by Zelina Vega, who said that she had to fight to get her opportunities before challenging Liv for the WWE Women's World Championship. By the way, quick fun fact, Zelina Vega last won a singles match in August of 2023.
You know what?
Dirty Dominic Mysterio then came out to the ring. He tried to help Zelina get the title, but Zelina turned him down. Liv brawled with Vega, and Rey Mysterio separated them, only for Dom to push his father down, which led to Liv feeling like that was an act of love. And she approached Dom backstage and hugged Dom before manipulating poor R-Truth to give Finn Balor and JD McDonough a shot at the WWE World Tag Team titles against Awesome Truth. Liv then helped Finn and JD beat Miz and Truth to become the new champions in the main event and stood tall with the Judgment Day to close the show. Meanwhile, you had
look at Finn's face.
You had Seth freaking Rollins.
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of Liv. For Seth freaking Rollins proposed raising the stakes for his World Heavyweight title match at Money in the Bank with Damian Priest. If Priest wins, Seth will never get another title shot as long as Priest is champion. Meanwhile, if Seth wins, Priest must leave the Judgment Day. This led to Gunther then came out to let both men know, let the best man win, and then that man will lose to the better man at SummerSlam.
I love it.
Gunther's Imperium teammate Ludwig Kaiser was unfortunately injured, but picked up the win over Braun Breaker via disqualification due to outside interference from Sheamus. Post-match, Sheamus attempted to powerbomb Kaiser through the announce table, only to be speared by Braun Breaker. This led to Breaker banging on the door of Adam Pearce, demanding an Intercontinental Championship shot against Sami Zayn, who wanted the match himself, and Adam Pearce made it official for Money in the Bank. Speaking of Money in the Bank, Lyra Valkyria defeated Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler in a good three-way to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And all the reports of Chad Gable's demise, getting shot in the head. This man got shot 9 times, and he came back faster than 50 Cent. Let's go. Chad Gable is alive, and not only that, he beat Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. However, post-match, he wasn't able to celebrate for too long as Nikki Cross, aka Abby the Witch, came out to scare off Gable and hand Michael Cole a VHS that was named to Pat McAfee. So Michael Cole committed a crime live on air because he opened Pat McAfee's package, which was a VHS. So Michael Cole had to explain to us what a VHS was. Hey, kids. The VHS featured, though, an amazing and incredible Uncle Howdy interviewing himself, Bo Dallas, in a compelling, emotional speech about honoring Bray Wyatt and not letting the fans forget him, as well as how the Wyatt Six made them all remember last week as they sat in what looked like the Fire 5 Funhouse. This was amazing television, and how I ended my Monday night experience. I went to sleep right after this promo because they said Karrion Kross was next, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to sleep now. This was great. This was great stuff. Top Guy JJ, what did you think about the Uncle Howdy Bo Dallas interview, as well as Liv Morgan being the star of the show?
I love how they did this amazing reinvention of what they're doing with the Wyatts and having that creepy, eerie, side by side looking interview with him, and then the normal Bo Dallas, the normal Taylor Rotunda, it's like, damn, like, you know, they hit on things and they hit well, man. It was like a creepy ass interview just because it's in the pitch black setting. It's just how close he's sitting in front of me. Like, he's literally like, he's here and I'm there. He's like literally in the man's face, hunched over. Man, that was some good stuff, man. That was good. I just can't wait to see how this just continues to materialize and manifest itself. And the presence is real, the presence is felt. So amazing thing to see them really like taking our beloved's idea and just really putting it to this really vivid life. Like this is not, they have not held back with it so far, which has been tremendous. I was just a little disappointed that Chad Gable didn't even have a fucking mark or anything or any blemish at all. He came out looking completely unscathed. He had not a fucking
no band-aid, no fake
stitches. He did have a little band-aid, a little bandage on the gunshot wound.
He got shot in the head. He got shot in the head, and he's over here having competitive wrestling matches 7 days later. But with all jokes aside, though, I don't know. I haven't really heard any reactions or seen any reactions over the past couple of weeks. But I don't know if it's majority or minority, but I am in love with the work that Liv Morgan is doing. I am in love with it. Like, in love with the work that this woman is doing.
The best work she's done in a long time.
Like, it's the best work I think she's ever done.
Well,
I think it's the best work she's ever done.
You're right.
Like,
I didn't want to say that. I was trying to be nice, but okay. Well, since you're gonna go there,
but that's a compliment. It's a compliment to her because she's been growing, but this has been top notch.
The fact that she buys them gifts and was trying to get them on her side, it's slowly happening. It's slowly. It won't be no Judgment Day when Rhea gets back. I probably Dominic is. I mean, Damien's already done. He's already done.
But I was going to ask you, Krssi Luv, this question because I said this on Rated Raw review this week, and it really became a conversation between me and Jimmy while watching Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Is Dominic Mysterio the star maker now? Because this is now two different women that have been associated with him that have been elevated through their relationship with Dominic Mysterio. First, it was Rhea, who was on the rise already, but really her convincing Dom to join the Judgment Day is when Rhea just took off. And now we're seeing Liv, who's always been a good performer and done well in her roles, but she feels like a star now.
She feels like she's a main eventer now. I feel like she can, carry something on her shoulders now. I think that the common denominator is Dominic. Denominator, Dominic, but
I see what you did there.
Thanks, friend. But yeah, shout out to him. And no matter how much people boo him, you got to give credit where credit is due.
But people enjoy it. That's the thing, is that they wouldn't be doing that if they didn't enjoy it.
Yes.
People just love seeing Dominic because they just want to give him shit.
Yeah.
But this guy
But look how he's grown within 2 years, though. This has only been 2 years.
Yeah.
Look how he has evolved from when he first started with his dad and everything, and he left his dad and he did everything, and now he's this
2 years ago, we were shitting on Dom and saying Hook was better than him.
Yes.
Hook hasn't progressed in 2 years, while Dom has become one of the most over heels in the business.
That is you're right. When you're right, friend.
Even his dad, even though they are in an angle where they hate each other, Rey Mysterio himself could not acknowledge how great
Dominic his son
has
is.
become over the past 2 years. Like, he's like, this kid's work has been insane.
Awesome.
It's like my God, like you believe him.
Yes.
You so believe him.
Yes.
Like, he is. And my God, this what he's doing for Liv Morgan and what she's doing with this work. Like, damn, like she's a player in the game now, and she's using her, and it's like she's using her looks to give everybody, damn, I want to be in Dom's place so bad. Like, I would kill to be in Dom's place. Like, oh my God, yo, I would fucking run somebody over with a Mack truck to be fucking underneath Liv like that. Like it's like you're getting the fucking the work of Dom, and then you're getting all of the man fantasies about Liv. Like it's crazy, like how it's manifesting. It's awesome.
I'm happy that they finally got the belts off of Truth and Miz. Great job.
Oh, thank God. They were the worst act in WWE to me. Now it's still Final Testament, but I'm just so happy they don't have the titles anymore.
Bro, that reign should have been like 3 weeks, bro.
It should have been like, and don't get me wrong, I love R-Truth, but like we have to just like be serious right now. They've had them belts since April, and it's just like, come on, guys, like really, we need to figure this out, and this is okay. Like they should have been like a month tops, and then
they did. They're gone.
Hey, they got it off. We can't complain anymore. They did it. They did it.
Right. Okay. You're right. Fine.
Okay. Well, Monday's Raw was from Indianapolis, Indiana, and they had big news.
Oh, no wonder Homeboy was on there on Friday. Got it.
WWE has announced a new deal with the city of Indianapolis, which will bring WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and SummerSlam to the city. The Royal Rumble will happen on February 1st, 2025 at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Hollywood Reporter adds that WWE is getting the largest site fee ever for a WrestleMania or Royal Rumble with this deal.
Hold on. Stop. What?
Fightful Select has more not next year. It's coming up. Indianapolis signed a deal where they're going to get WrestleMania. We don't know what date yet. Fightful Select has more details on the partnership, which will see WWE get the biggest site fee it's ever received to bring events to a city. The news was originally reported by WrestleVotes last week, and then WWE confirmed it on Monday. The Indiana Sports Corp has been pushing for more local events in the area. Royal Rumble is happening on February 1st this year, a move that has been discussed for some time. WWE had also discussed moving WrestleMania to May at one point before they went with a late April. It was important to avoid some Super Bowl weekend and the NFL playoffs. While this doesn't mean the Rumble will happen in February from now on, it does mean that the Super Bowl will influence when it happens. The press release from WWE noted that a 2-night SummerSlam would take place in Indiana. WWE sources noted that the event expanding to 2 nights with the Minnesota edition is the start of a future trend. While there's no word on a Royal Rumble expanding to 2 nights, one source noted that it sets up in a way that doing so would be easy. WWE sources also noted that Indianapolis was an easy to access city, adding positives to having events there. It's close to other major cities, has an indoor stadium. The Wrestling Observer newsletter had other details on the deal, which is for more events than just the 3 previously noted. The first date of the deal will be the Rumble. Meanwhile, both SummerSlam and WrestleMania will be 2 nights by the time they happen in Indianapolis. The deal runs from 2025 to 2032, and Indiana will pay WWE to run Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and other live events there as part of that deal. This will include Indianapolis and other cities in the state, with regular shows in Fort Wayne and Evansville, and the specific dates for SummerSlam and WrestleMania have not been finalized yet, but both sides are working together to determine logistical aspects like hotel room availability. And Raw in Evansville on September 30th is also not part of the deal. WWE will also run multiple shows at the Grants Bridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. So Indiana is going to be a hotbed for professional wrestling when it comes to WWE over the next couple of years. I mean, I was kind of shocked that Indianapolis, this is the first city you're doing it with. I thought they would do it with a Las Vegas, with like a New York City, with like a Los Angeles, but Indianapolis must have played probably close into the billions for this deal. What do y'all think?
What happens in Indianapolis? What's out there?
The Pacers?
You got the Colts. You got the Indy 500.
When does those things happen? Will it happen the same time as the other events? No.
There's no pro argument for it. It's all about money.
Sure. Okay. So we have these events. So we're having
and they're close. It's close. Like, it's not far.
Okay, so the only thing I can think of is football, and that's actually not technically because they're doing it in February now. So technically, it's the Super Bowl. So that's not happening in Indiana.
No.
Okay, so that's the number one. Okay, so number 2, we're going to have SummerSlam and WrestleMania there. Dates unknown.
Yeah. It's going to be after 2026 for SummerSlam because Minnesota, they said, is going to be the first 2-night SummerSlam.
So that's in 2026. They're just getting all this money and just making all these deals with these places, huh?
And it runs through 2032. So they got all the time in the world between now and then to give them these shows. And to answer Frantic World, he said, this made my local news. I want to know if this is a Nick Khan or TKO move or Triple H move. Will y'all stop being manipulated by this guy? It's Nick Khan and TKO, duh. Like, it's not Triple H. Give Triple H the credit for creative. He's the head of creative. He ain't making these type of moves. This is money making moves, and the greatest signing in WWE history is making money making moves, and that is Nick Khan. It's not Triple H.
They don't know how to separate the two.
It's because of him. He has made this into people's heads where everything WWE does, they want to give him some type of credit.
They do. They want.
I feel like I'm
It's got
JJ, I feel like I'm living in the reign of terror again. I'm living in the reign of terror. I feel like I'm back in 2003 again.
It's gotten to a point. It's gotten to a point where we have wrestling fans complaining that they have too many wrestling matches on TV. That's how bad it's gotten.
You know, Triple H is a creative personality that is really doing great things in WWE television programming. It is a whole nother entity to discuss cities, countries, business moves, and discussing buildings, revenues, times. That ain't Triple H, bro. Just know that ain't Triple. Just know he will promote it. He will promote it. He will be given the card to describe what they're doing and where they're going.
Yep.
But to negotiate with all of these town leaders and all of these
politics. Yep. It's all money.
The heavy politics. Triple H ain't no politician, bro.
Oh no,
Like
he is.
He
is. It's a different way. Yes, it's not.
I'm just saying, the minute he had to deal with some political shit. We saw how he handled that.
Yeah, he don't read lawsuits. He don't read lawsuits. That's what the EA don't do.
So he just let the man rock with and like promoting shit and being the face in WWE television that is getting credit for good things happening on the program, not for what fucking cities they go to. Jesus Christ.
Final note before we get in and close out with WWE with NXT. During an altercation backstage in April, of course, Liv Morgan attacked Rhea Ripley, causing a shoulder injury, and the estimated recovery time for Ripley's injury was at least 4 months, leading to her relinquishing the Women's World Championship. Morgan later claimed the title from Becky Lynch, and the plan is for Ripley to resume her rivalry with Morgan once she returns. According to a previous report by Dave Meltzer, Ripley is currently undergoing shoulder rehabilitation instead of opting for surgery, and there is a possibility that she may not make it back within the original time frame. Sources from Fightful Select, though, have indicated that preparations have been made so that Ripley can seamlessly return to the program whenever she is ready. If needed, she may even return in a non-wrestling capacity. Internally, there have been discussions about Ripley's involvement in the world title program upon her return. The specific story available at the time of her injury or at the time of her return will determine the programs she will be part of. Despite her absence, though, many creative decisions have been made that still involve Ripley. It is worth noting that Fightful has not been informed about any active creative plans or if the company has reached out to Ripley. However, there is hope that she will be make an on-screen appearance in some capacity before SummerSlam, assuming everything goes well. But on the personal note, Rhea Ripley is celebrating a great week for her as she has finally tied the knot with AEW star Buddy Matthews over the weekend. So congratulations to both stars on finally tying the knot. And we officially have our first AEW WWE wedding. So congratulations.
Oh, wow. How nice is that? Good for them. Great job, guys.
We love here.
We love it.
I just love how TV works itself out, and that's Dom's way out to get up on the Liv. It just works itself out. It just works itself out.
You ignored me while you were injured, and I had to find love somewhere else. Wow.
I mean, he ain't finding love. I mean, he's just being a simp, a glorified simp.
Will you stop? You gotta love here.
He's being a simp. He's a fucking simp. I'm sick of this shit with Dom. He's a simp.
Oh,
that's what he is. Stop giving the man credit. He's a fucking simp. That's what he is.
Well, I'm a simp for super chat donations. So thank you, Chuck Berry. We appreciate you, Chuck Berries, for the super chat donation. He says, from the home record run of 2019 to her current run, Liv Morgan has come a long way, and I love it. I love the fact Liv Morgan has elevated herself through this whole program with Dominic Mysterio. It's great to see her come up in the way she has. And Chuck Berry's doing back-to-back He's like, Will Chisholm, where you at, son? Back to back on your ass. And Chuck Berry says that angle with Lana was so wrong in so many ways, in my opinion. Yes, Liv Morgan in a bath, bathing up, bathing herself, and getting ready for Lana. Good times. Good time. Paul
Damn,
Heyman
I forgot all about that mess. Damn. Oof.
Yeah.
Wow. We've come a long way.
Yeah.
Car driver finisher says certified lover boy, certified sipper. Fuck him up. I'm gonna do my stuff. But finally, from WWE, you had NXT this week. They were down to 618,000 viewers as the show featured Ethan Page and Shawn Spears, both stating their cases to GM Ava about getting an NXT title shot at Trick Williams instead of the winner of last week's Battle Royal, Javon Evans. Trick interrupted to say that it didn't matter who he faced, leading to both heels attacking the champion, and then Javon Evans making the save. Then later in the night, we had Shawn Spears defeating the NXT champion Trick Williams thanks to interference from Brooks Jensen after Ethan Page and Oro Mensah were escorted out after a brawl. But Shawn Spears picked up that win, which led to GM Ava making the Heatwave main event a four-way with Trick, Spears, Javon Evans, and All Ego Ethan Page. Meanwhile, Tony D'Angelo defeated Nathan Frazier in a great match to retain the NXT Heritage Cup. You also had Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champion, beat Carmen Petrovich. Post-match, Lola Vice laid out Perez with a spinning back fist to set up the NXT Women's title match at Heatwave. Speaking of title matches, Sol Ruca beat Ariana Grace to become the number one contender for the NXT Women's North American Championship against Kalani Jordan at Heatwave. Wes Lee defeated Joe Coffey. Post-match, Obafemi made their match official for the NXT North American Championship at Heatwave. And Chase U won the tag team turmoil by last defeating New Catch Republic to become the number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships at Heatwave. And I saw it in the chat earlier in the show, so I'll mention it here. On June 28th, World of Sports took to social media to announce that they are coming back. The OG UK wrestling promotion announced that they are having a relaunch with 2 tapings this September in what is a revival of the promotion, which last ran in 2019. Fightful's Corey Brenner asked around about the promotion's revival. Several sources expressed their excitement about another promotion added to the UK scene. In asking around the lack of a television deal for the new promotion, Brenner has also learned that AEW is airing. You're angry? Okay. No chocolate right now. Okay. You got too much energy. But yes. Brenner also learned that AEW airing on ITV currently is a factor in why the latest iteration of World of Sports will air on streaming and their social media channels. And several sources believe the initial tapings on September 14th will be used while shopping for future TV rights. However, multiple major names in the British scene also expressed their belief that if World of Sport do secure a TV deal, it could have a domino effect that leads to WWE taking NXT Europe off ice. In asking around about the uses of World of Sport rather than its WOS instead of the World of Sports Wrestling, they were told Fightful that this is due to trademark reasons. So WWE gonna be WWE, y'all. They're gonna bring back NXT Europe to squash the UK scene once again.
Okay, sure.
See, if y'all want to blame Triple H for that one, I wouldn't mind, because he was the one that said about the global localization of NXT all those years ago. So y'all can blame Triple H for that one. Y'all can give Triple H credit for that. No? Anyone?
No,
Okay.
no.
No, okay. But let's move over to the Converse AEW as we're gearing up for AEW New Japan Forbidden Door tonight. AEW Dynamite. The ratings were back up after the record low 502,000 viewers last week. They were back up to, it was really bad last week. They were back up to 680,000. Not the best, but still up from that horrifying viewership last week.
200K more. Hey, I'll take it.
They'll take it. Hey, Big Bang Theory. Those are the real draw of all elite wrestling, folks. But the show featured Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay defeating Gates of Agony in a very good main event. Post-match, Ospreay was a cheeky bastard once again, attempting to snatch the AEW World title from Swerve, who responded by not hesitating at all, laying Ospreay out with a house call right to the mouth.
Love that.
Yep.
Like laying him out to end the show.
And he hit him right in his face, too.
Absolutely. You had MJF kicking off the show before being interrupted by Buffalo's own Daniel Garcia, which led to him complimenting MJF for his accomplishments and Max challenging Danny for All in London. However, Ospreay came out to basically upstage MJF by challenging Garcia for the AEW International Championship for next week's AEW Dynamite Beach Break in Chicago, and even offered to put the AEW World title on the line if he wins at Forbidden Door. So that was made official. Then you had LIJ beat BCC via disqualification and trios action after Jon Moxley hit Hiromu Takahashi with a steel chair. This led to Tetsuya Naito coming out to confront and brawl with Moxley, while Shingo Takagi laid in hammer and anvil elbows to Wheeler Yuta until Bryan Danielson came down to confront his Forbidden Door opponent. Timeless Tony Storm, Mariah May, and Mina Shirakawa defeated Harley Cameron, Anna Jay, and Saraya. Post-match, Mina went to hit Storm with a champagne bottle and instead cracked her best friend, Mariah May. Jay White beat Ray Phoenix in a very good matchup to advance in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Post-match, Christian Cage and the Patriarchy came down to confront the Bang Bang Gang. Meanwhile, you had the Elite challenging the Acclaim to a trios bout at Forbidden Door, but Daddy Ass introduced Hiromu Takahashi as the Acclaim's tag team partner for tonight. Chris Jericho introduced Minoru Suzuki as the Learning Tree's partner for Forbidden Door, but Suzuki refused and actually challenged Jericho for the FTW Championship. And spoiler alert, one of the best matches of the week, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Kyle O'Reilly in an excellent technical wrestling clinic. Post-match, Zack Sabre Jr. was confronted by his Forbidden Door opponent, Orange Cassidy, which led to TMDK, Shane Hayes, and Robbie Eagles coming down to back up ZSJ, and Tomohiro Ishii coming down to back up OC. Meanwhile, you had Roderick Strong and Undisputed Kingdom checking on O'Reilly, while Gabe Kidd was yelling at everybody, because he's a man, you heard? But yes. I thought this was an enjoyable episode of Dynamite, not at the same level of the rest of the build, because I was totally pissed off with that opening segment. The only reason I'll say that is because AEW is really good at go-home shows where everything is directed about the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They did a 15-minute opening segment that had about 30-second mention of Forbidden Door. I was like, what is the fucking point? What is, it was like 15 minutes of them big brothering fucking Daniel Garcia, like, oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy.
I was
you're
like,
so
what is the point of this?
You're so good.
Yeah.
Hey, we're main eventers. I'll challenge you for All In. What the fuck does that have to do with Forbidden Door? And Daniel Garcia was on his way to one of the best promos of his career. And then he said the most outlandish shit I think I've heard on AEW this entire build. He said, I've been a part of some of the biggest matches and moments in AEW history. Nigga, when?
Where? Say when. Lies. The lies.
I was so pissed off at that opening segment. I haven't been pissed off at anything AEW quality wise until that. Krssi Luv, what was your thoughts on Dynamite this week?
Yeah, I hated the beginning segment, and it had like two of the wrestlers that I really like ass kissing Daniel Garcia. Like, just put your balls in his mouth then. That's all. Like, that's what was next. Just saying. Oh, my family is here. They're right in the front row. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, I'll give you a match at whatever.
All In. Not even Forbidden Door.
Yeah, sorry. Whatever. It was all. That's what it's forgivable because it's nothing to be mentionable about it. That's why it's bad. It was bad. Other than that, the rest of the show was good.
The only best part about that was MJF getting pissed off at Ospreay upstaging him, and I hope this leads to MJF becoming heel, because you can't have 3 top baby faces. One of y'all have to turn heel, and let's get the guy who's the best heel out of the group to be heel again. MJF.
Okay.
I hope. What was your thoughts, Josh? You watched it live here on the channel.
Show was good. The opening segment, I missed most of it because my TV was acting up. So I missed most of it, and I think when it started working,
they
again,
saved you.
And then
they saved you.
I mean, when I saw it again, it was kind of like, okay, like that's how I felt about the segment. The only good part about it was the Ospreay and MJF stuff, because Ospreay is clearly just one-upping MJF, and they're clearly building off of that. They're slow burning that.
They didn't even say anything to each other.
That's what I'm saying. He won up them.
They didn't need to. Yeah, they didn't need to, because MJF gave the whole story they told was MJF gave Daniel Garcia his biggest match ever, and then Ospreay comes out and gives him his new biggest match ever. So he's basically just a pawn in the game of Ospreay and MJF. Yeah,
he won out them. That was basically the best part of that. Besides that, everything else was great. Nice. Probably been the best build up to Forbidden Door, right? This is the 3rd Forbidden Door they're doing. I think this might have been the best overall build up to the show. And then the card itself shows it, because man, that card is pretty insane. It's a lot of matches, but it's pretty insane. And then also, if I'm paying a lot of money for it, best believe I better get all those damn matches. I don't give a fuck what people think. So I look forward to tonight.
Any thoughts from you, JJ?
Yeah, I agree. It was Dynamite was definitely a solid show. About that first segment, personally, I just didn't think we needed Ospreay in the segment. Just because he has a world title match. He has a world title match literally in at the time in 4 days. Like, why are you worried about all these other people?
No, that's the story. That's the story that they're building. That Ospreay's trying to do too much, that's why I like that, because that transitioned into Swerve's promo where he was like, "You giving out title matches? You ain't even win the title yet. Like, what are you doing?"
And it resonated because I was annoyed. Because I'm like, bro, like, nigga, you have the biggest match of your AEW career coming up, and you out here talking to all these other fucking people, offering everybody else cookies. Like, what are you doing, bruv? like, dude, like, Swerve Strickland is a bad motherfucker, and as you would learn later in that night, that he's a bad motherfucker. So I love how it basically spun and hit him in the face, literally.
Yes.
like it played very well. Like, I love how basically karma struck him in the face. That's basically what happened. Like nigga, you got bigger shit to worry about. Like, so that's why I was like, damn, unnecessary, but then at the end it paid off because he paid for his actions. So yeah. I love how it came twofold for him. The rest of the show was, I like how Dynamite just delivers with their matches. Like you don't get the cinema and all of that shit. You get this good quality TV wrestling, and I they put on, to me, still the best TV matches, period. So when getting the fucking the Jay White and Ray Phoenix match, fucking love that. When you get what was the oh my god, there was another really good match that happened.
ZSJ and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, the Zack Sabre and Kyle match. My god, like, you don't get that shit on you don't get that on other shows. You don't get that kind of, that's a pay-per-view match on television.
That was good. Yep.
It was.
So that, so getting quality like that, and then you get the little goofy
on a
shit,
Wednesday.
like you get the goofy Jericho learning tree shit which is like the fluff shit, which should just the learning and this Big Bill, Big Bill, oh my god, just the bootlicker that he's become has been great. like
I love when he looked at someone in the crowd and he was like, "This guy gets it. This guy gets
this
it.
guy right here, he gets it. Yeah, he understands it.
I just genuinely enjoy the mixture that you get with AEW, and anytime you get Tony Storm on your television, you're already rewarded. You're already
and the Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May dance routine.
Yes,
that was one of my highlights of the show.
I need to learn that dance. Oh man.
Yeah,
that was great.
I need to learn the dance. Oh my god, I love it.
It was a solid show, man. And then obviously you got the fact that the Bucks and Kazuchika Okada and the Acclaimed are throw-ins, basically. Like the fact that such fucking stars are like throw-ins, like it's
because no one cares about the Acclaim anymore.
I mean, they're trying to make you care about them. They beat. They pulled off a non-title victory last week, so apparently, they're trying to make them. They're trying to make them a thing again. But I enjoyed Dynamite. Like I enjoyed it overall. Like I fucking loved the ending. I just loved the ending so much. Like that him
both Dynamite and Collision. We'll get to that, but both Dynamite and Collision had some.
Ospreay and Swerve is a top 3 build to an AEW World Title match.
I kid you not, man. I don't know. That house call has to be like probably my favorite finisher in wrestling right now. Like that house call is that with the way Swerve he perfected that shit. Oh man, that thing is just amazing to see every time he fucking clips somebody with it.
We're gonna need tonight him to do the house call as Ospreay is going for the hidden blade. I need that in my life.
God,
I need that in my life.
I fucking love that house call, bro. I love that house call.
But we got some news for AEW as they are building. The whole big thing is about them and WBD and their negotiation for new media rights deal. And a new report had new details on the business relationship between the two sides amid the media rights talks. AEW has been in discussions for renewal of their media rights deal for quite some time. Fightful Select has a lengthy report looking at the relationship between the two companies. According to the report, both sides have felt good about the notion that they will continue their relationship and partnership, and that WBD has been actively pitching and taking part in their cross-promotional work, such as the House of Dragons themed episode of Dynamite in late May. The company also worked with AEW on the Young Bucks Reebok deal and promotion, as well as the Brody deal Reebok deal that recently was announced. The two companies have weekly Monday meetings that talk about integrations, creative plans, and to avoid any issues that may potentially come up. According to the report, an offer is on the table for AEW from WBD and has been there for months. Details on the terms of the deal are not known, and there has been talks going on for some time, but AEW has chosen to wait thus far, and conversations have continued. How much the deal could end up being depends on a number of factors and the weekly shows, any potential affiliated shows such as reality series, potential time slot changes, the AEW library, streaming, and possible pay-per-view rights could all end up as a factor. The report notes that the fact that there have been a variety of different time slots and occasionally 3-hour blocks due to the shifting of Rampage are not accidental, and that AEW and WBD have been looking at which nights, time slots, and time blocks work best for both sides. In regards to streaming, WBD is said to have interest in 2023 in putting AEW pay-per-views on the Max streaming service. However, it was expected at some point later that AEW will likely negotiate their properties together at first before looking at individual negotiations for properties. In terms of reports from last year that WWE had a meeting with WBD, the report notes that Such a meeting did take place before WWE secured their now announced TV deals, and WWE and WBD are international partners due to WWE on TNT Sports in the UK. So it looks like we're going to get that announcement sooner rather than later. I always expected that announcement to be around like All In season, because I think that we might get an announcement that it might be available on Max All In. At least, because that was the talk last year.
Yep. They need this, guys. They really, really need this. They need to hurry this deal up. I don't know what's happening. I know they probably just don't want to get Eric Bischoff, so that's probably why.
Don't want to get Eric Bischoff. That needs to be a new term.
See what I did there, right? See that? He lost the deal, you know, he tried to get the deal and they took the deal off they took it off the table. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, SP, go ahead.
No, very, very nice.
Chris, that shit hit. What are you talking about?
Okay. I don't know if everyone didn't get it or whatever, so I was like, all right, let me just stop. Okay, fine.
Oh no, I definitely got it.
Okay.
But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think we're gonna get them announcing this this deal before All In, or maybe after All In? What do y'all say?
I would say before, because if you announce it before, that gives them like a nice momentum, like, a nice refresher of things. And I think you need that before arguably your biggest show. I think they're trying to build this up as their WrestleMania because of the size of the crowd.
Yeah.
So I think for something like this, I think you do it beforehand. That's just my opinion to that. But I think whatever people want to say, I think I already think a deal is already in place. I think they're just waiting it out.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But we got more news to discuss before we get into last night's Collision. Bryan Danielson had several big losses this year and has been, on a big losing streak on pay-per-view since announcing his retirement. But that may be about to change. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that the current plans in AEW call for Danielson to have a major turnaround, with the idea that he will be recovering from his losses he had earlier this year. Danielson, of course, lost the Continental Classic at the end of 2023. He lost to Eddie Kingston at Revolution, lost to Will Ospreay at Dynasty. He took the pin in Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing, among others. And he is currently set to face Shingo Takagi at AEW/New Japan Forbidden Door in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Do you think that this new report of a major turnaround, I'll start with you, JJ, means that Bryan Danielson may win the Owen Hart Cup to go on to face Swerve Strickland at All In?
I think it would make sense because this is because he's on his last like year or two, so he's let him go out on a high, strong note. And not people just seeing him taking all of these L's. Because remember, everybody watches wrestling at different time points. So if you've been somebody that's basically been watching it for like a year or so, you're just seeing this guy lose every match and everybody's calling him the best in the world, right? So if you're catching this now, if potential back half and starting to see him have these fucking amazing matches with all of these people and winning them, and then him going out on a high note, that's going to really help buffer just his exit to be so much more positive. Like, obviously, anybody that watches wrestling knows his fucking resume and holds him in the highest regard.
Absolutely.
But then there's your, of course, you have your novice and you have your casuals and you have your people, which is most people are going to get to see this, if they do it, to see how great he really is. Because if he goes on this run, you get to see the fruits of all of the labor that this man has put in over these decades. So I'm obviously I'm all for it. I will always love to see Bryan Danielson in winning situations and him pulling off big victories. But it would be nice and refreshing to actually see that in a run. Like, it would be refreshing because he has been taking obviously putting people over. He's doing his job, putting people over.
He deserves
but
it.
Come on, man. Let that man get some payback. Let that man get some of those big wins back. Like you know what I'm saying?
You make good points, but I want Hangman to win the Owen. I want to see Hangman and Swerve at All In.
Fuck Hangman, man.
And I want to see Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness in Wembley Stadium.
Fuck that guy, man. Like, no, man. Hangman got many, many more years, bro. Like, fuck that man, yo. Fuck out of here, man. Let Bryan Danielson get some love before he fucking sees his exit.
Well, I mean,
how many times have we given Hangman a fucking
well, he did.
run?
He sure did.
Hangman's had one run. He's had one run, but we do have a super chat donation here from Will Chisholm. We called out Will Chisholm, and he appeared. Will says Nick Khan does have the vibe that he can get you killed. Yes, with that slick back hair, he looked like a mom boss. He looked like he worked with Tony Soprano and some shit. I agree. But Will Chisholm, Chuck Berry's is like Sammy Sosa and Mark. Y'all are like Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire with these super chats. He said, I'll put 10 on it. Chuck Berry's with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it. He says, am I crazy for being overly hyped for the match between ZSJ and OC? Because I am. No, I think it's gonna exceed people's expectation because it doesn't have too much hype going into it, because the build has pretty much been that, it's off of last year that ZSJ lost in the 4-way, and now he got the rematch, and OC is really dealing with all of his friends leaving him, so he's distracted. But then Zach is basically playing mind games with him, like we saw last night on Collision. So I think that match is going to over deliver for sure. But finally, we got one last report to go through.
Some Hangman fans are tight.
They calling you out, son. We got a Valabi who said, "Fuck Hangman, fuck you, sir."
Fuck you.
Are you saying that over dinner?
Fucking love Hangman, man.
He says, "I see your point, but you can't say fuck Hangman and don't get me seething."
Listen, man.
You got people seething.
Don't be putting Bryan Danielson and Hangman in the same fucking conversation.
I ain't mad at you.
I
Bryan
will
Danielson
always, until my last breath, side with fucking Bryan Danielson over a fucking Hangman Page.
Respect. I respect it.
That's fair. I agree.
Just for the record, I'm going for Hangman too. So.
See, we're the Hangman unit here.
Good. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. It's okay.
I mean, I do like Danielson. I think if it was a different situation, I would agree. But because of the way they're bringing back Hangman, then you have this rivalry with Swerve. That's the best. He's probably the best option for Swerve to lose the title to.
And I really want Bryan to challenge in Tacoma, Washington, near his hometown at Wrestle Dream instead of All In. That's just Ticketmaster currently has a listing for the next big show coming up in New York City for AEW Grand Slam, which is listed the event to happen at the end of September. An on-sale date is not listed, but the event is set for September 25th at Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens. It will include Dynamite and Collision this year. This is the 4th annual edition of the event. Meanwhile, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that the show sold 3,000 tickets right away on the first. Talking about the AEW Dynamite and Collision that is going to be in Wales coming up ahead of All In. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that show sold 3,000 tickets right away on the first day during the pre-sale, and tickets have yet to go on sale to the general public. It is likely the show will sell out as the venue is already set up for 4,200. And I heard that AEW is going right along with the WWE trend of basically raping these international crowds, because I heard the ticket prices are through the roof for that shit.
Wow.
Damn. So
they be violating.
RIP going to Grand Slam?
No. I'm talking about the Wales event coming up
the Wales.
In Wales. Okay. Yeah, in Wales. Like I said, they're raping the international crowds, not the New York crowds. International crowds.
All right, cool.
But speaking of Collision, last night's Collision was one of the better episodes that they've had happen in the last couple of weeks. In another tremendous segment with the AEW World Title weigh-in between Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay that ended with Strickland basically saying that he's a businessman who can get Ospreay's wife a contract, unlike him, which led to Will pie-facing Swerve and then delivering a crazy-looking hidden blade to stand tall with both the AEW World title and International title to close the show. You also had the participants in the TNT Championship ladder match, as it was Konosuke Takeshita, El Phantasmo, and Jack Perry defeating Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and Mark Briscoe in a fun trios main event. Post-match, all six men brawled, ending with Mark Briscoe doing a senton dive off the ladder to preview the ladder match tonight. You also had Hikaru Shida picked up the win over Deonna Purrazzo in a solid bout to advance in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. Post-match, Deonna attacked Shida until Thunder Rosa made the save, so the Rosa-Deonna feud is continuing. Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii beat TMDK's Shane Haste and Robbie Eagles in a good opener. Later in the show, ZSJ played some mind games with OC after OC said he didn't respect him, and ZSJ says he has already won ahead of Forbidden Door. Speaking of Forbidden Door, Stephanie Becaire picked up a win over Lady Frost with Mercedes Moné at ringside. Post-match, Becaire's tag team partners, the Zeusis, jumped Mercedes, who fought back until Stephanie laid out Mercedes ahead of Forbidden Door. Serena Deeb beat Kelly Mandan in a squash. Post-match, Deeb challenged anyone who was on the same level as her, and out came the returning Riho for a stare down between the two ladies. You also had Samoa Joe, Hook, and Cassius Shabrata brawled with Chris Jericho in the Learning Tree until NJPW World Television Champion Jeff Cobb came down to beat up all three heels, all three baby faces, and joined the Learning Tree for their trios match at the pay-per-view. And you also had Daniel Garcia pick up a win ahead of his matchup with Will Ospreay on Wednesday in a Battle of Buffalo win over Butcher. Over on Rampage on Friday, you had El Phantasmo defeating AR Fox to advance to the TNT Championship ladder match at Forbidden Door. Shingo Takagi beat Dalton Castle ahead of his matchup with Bryan Danielson. Roderick Strong and Gabe Kidd defeated the Infantry, and Queen Amanada picked up a win on AEW TV in the main event over Sky Blue. And I see Krssi Luv is always excited when she hears Queen Amanada picked up a win. What did you guys, Josh, you talked about Collision a bit earlier. What did you think overall of last night's show?
It was a great show. I like the fact that they used it.
I thought for the first time in probably months, Collision was better than Dynamite this week to me.
Yeah, it's possible because I like the build-ups that they did. That's basically the main thing that I think Collision has been missing, where Collision – you'll get some solid matches, but there's no, like there's like no storylines that are going on within Collision that's like prominent. I think that was the biggest issue with Collision. I think yesterday you got more of that. Like you got more of the build-ups, you got more of the clarification on certain things. That was a great ending. I said yesterday that it was the best weigh-in that they've ever done because. But I did that on purpose though, because the other one was complete shit. Unfortunately, it was Cody
and a go-go.
Yeah. So that's why I said that. But no, it was a nice build-up. Like every time Swerve and Ospreay they're on screen, I mean, it's been great. Like I have not seen a segment between them. It's probably just me being biased, but I have not seen a segment between them that I've disliked. Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. Like it just shows you how both guys, they've always worked well together. Even like on their indie matches, like they've been goofy and all and everything, like with the dancing stuff. But like you see, like when it comes to business, it's about business. So it's been good to see. It's been fun, and then it was a good overall episode.
Tony Storm's promo.
Mercedes and the Mercedes, the Mercedes thing, that was a good build up as well. Decent.
That was the first angle they've done.
Yeah,
for
they
that
did. Yeah,
rivalry.
yeah, and I think sometimes you need that. I think sometimes you need like she got the upper hand. This girl got the upper hand. So that was fun to see. It was pretty hilarious, especially that move that she did. Like I was like, I thought she would do like that power drive, but then it was like until like the fucking.
It's a package. It's a package backbreaker, which is insane.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, yo. I look forward to that because I've always wanted to see that girl live. I always wanted to see her live. So this is the first time. I'm probably the only time I will, because sometimes you never know. So I look forward to seeing that match.
Yeah, and yes, 3 women's matches last night on Collision. Collision is where AEW's women's division really started their rise. 3 women's matches. Yeah.
And then tonight they have 4 women's matches. Between the 0 hour and the main card, they have 4 women's matches. So
come a long way. Come a long way for the ladies.
We have.
Just keep it consistent. Just keep
and they have. And they have
for the past year. For the past year.
We're going on a year that they've been consistent, even before the Mercedes stuff. Like it's been consistent. So that's one thing people can't complain about. But they'll find a way to complain about it anyway.
And you know, Krssi Luv is the branch, but also Jeff Cobb is a strong branch. So welcome to the learning tree, Jeff. Welcome to the learning tree. We got
that was nice too. Yeah, the cop stuff was pretty cool too. I was like, oh shit, they got a cop, and he's familiar with Jericho, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it did make sense because he was a hired gun for the Inner Circle back in 2021, I think, or 2020. Chuck Berry's with a super chat donation. Thank you so much. Once again, Chuck Berry's, you're killing the game today. We appreciate you. He says, how is that the naturalist of heels in Mercedes suffered from dumb babyface syndrome last night? Yes, Mercedes did come off like a babyface finally because she got jumped by 2 people. That's the
she had the upper end, and all of a sudden the girl came back in the ring, bam, boom. Fucked her up.
And she was being such a heel on the outside. She was telling Lady Fraud, she said, soften her up for me. I was like, Mercedes, you're supposed to be a baby.
Yeah,
that part was funny.
You know how it is. You know.
She was kind of cheering both of them on because even when she was like, yeah, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. I was like, yo, what's she doing?
But we had some news to get through. We'll finish up with AEW. The Wrestling Observer newsletter had more details on how the Bloods and the Crips of professional wrestling are going to come together tonight. The Lucha Bros, who were former, respectively, AAA Mega Champions, are teaming up with CMLL's biggest star, Mystico, at Forbidden Door tonight. Penta El Zero Mero and Rey Fenix have been affiliated with AAA in the past, while Mystico worked for CMLL. It wasn't until a few weeks ago that CMLL allowed talent to wrestle on the same pay-per-view as the Lucha Bros. However, CMLL reportedly decided to relent on not having other Mexican wrestlers on shows with their talent. This is helped in part due to several factors. First of all, Phoenix hasn't worked with AAA in over a year. Penta, who has been working with AAA this year, is expected to stop doing so going forward. While he is leaving AAA, he hadn't been working there regularly anyway due to AEW commitments, and there has been talk of Penta and Phoenix working a show in Arena, Mexico for CMLL at some point. Like, I was absolutely shocked when this match was announced. It's going to be Mystico and the Lucha Bros versus Los Ingonables de Japón on the 0 hour pre-show. It's the Bloods and the Crips bringing together. So Kendrick Lamar and Tony Khan have something in common. They brought the Bloods and the Crips of wrestling and hip hop together.
I will say that Takahashi, he did a great job of, like, when they told him, like, when he said Pac, he's like, Pac. Fucking Penta was like, Pac.
No, he said, him wrong when he got told Mystico. He's like,
Mystico. Yeah.
Mystico. I love Mystico.
That's when because he mentioned Pac first, and then that's when Penta, like, told him, like, Pac, who's anything about Pac? And then that's when they said it was Mystico, and then Takahashi's reaction to that. And he started laughing towards the end, like, he got excited.
He's like, I love Mystico. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reported some details in regards to AEW pay this week, as Mike Manzuri recently filed tax credit forms in Nevada, which detailed the expenses of AEW's run for Double or Nothing weekend. The events took place on May 24th and 25th, respectively, and it was noted that $2 million was for salaries alone for talent and other workers. Total expenses for both shows was listed at $3.8 million. The show was likely profitable thanks to the live gate between 694,000 and 900,000. Pay-per-view numbers did $3 million. Merchandise did $150K, and money from TNT for Collision $500K. However, it would not be profitable otherwise. The expenses also included $150,000 for talent airfare, $150,000 for broadcast production, $50,000 for catering. I want to have some of that catering. $50,000.
Right.
Goddamn.
Right.
$14,000. $14,000 for cleanup. $7,000 for comps packages, $70,000 in airfare for non-talent, $2,000 in ground transportation, $250K in hotel expenses, $60K for security, $30K for LED screens, $75K for lighting and rigging, $100K for local management services, $10,000 for medical, $4,000 for operations and technical support, $15,000 for production consultants.
Oh my God, damn.
$7,500 for miscellaneous show props, $110K for rent, $30K for rental cars, $66K for rigging and riggers, $700 for robocams and tech, $40K for sound packaging, $135K for stagehands, $10K for staging, $50K for transportation, and $2 million for the talent. Talent is paid based on annual contracts, which would suggest the total annual amount is around $104 million for salaries of the talent alone. One source noted that the pay is done for some includes per match figures, and all of the highest paid top stars work that weekend, so the weekly pay is below $2 million. And Polestar reported that the auditing numbers for Double or Nothing were $9,999 paid and a $582,000 live gate. AEW previously indicated that the pay was $7,500 with over $90,000 in the building, and gate was of just under $800K. So we do have good news for tonight, though. They've already reported Tony Khan during the Double or Nothing conference call that it's expected to be the third ever $1 million live gate for AEW for Forbidden Door tonight. So good news on that part.
Yeah, I mean, that was a weird report. I'm just like, damn, like now we're doing breakdowns of like what they spent.
The money we spending, like it seemed like they spending the bag. What you mean?
I was like, yo, what's going on?
Spending a lot. That's a lot.
I wonder how much WWE be spending now. I'm like, hey guys, like when you got that numbers for WWE, you better report that too.
Right?
Facts.
That was a very extensive breakdown.
Very expensive. Very
extensive. I mean,
extensive and expensive.
Yeah. God damn, I'm pretty sure they do that for most shows, but damn, to get the full, it's kind of crazy to hear everything that goes into a single show, but
pretty much.
That's what happens on a regular.
That's the only reason I added it to the notes, because I was like, this is fascinating to me. I did not need it, but it was fascinating.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, very unnecessary, but very.
And who's the one I reported it again? I just wanted to.
Wrestling Observer.
Wrestling Observer. Fucking dorks.
Yeah. You know what?
You know what? I would say that would to SP. Thank you, because I think that was very ear pleasing.
All right, but finish off with what we missed with the Converse, as ROH TV on Honor Club this week had Mark Briscoe defeating Kyle Fletcher in a great main event matchup to retain the ROH World Title. You also had Taya Valkyrie beat Trisha Dora. Lee Johnson beat Alex Reynolds in one-on-one action, while Athena announced that thanks to Queen Aminata and Red Velvet, she will be out of action for 8 to 12 months. She's just going to keep upping the amount of months she's out of action. She's not really that in.
She's not even that.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But
and she still has the minion with her as well. I thought the minion,
of course,
left her or whatever. But.
No, they reunited at the end of Final Battle last year.
Yep.
But in ROH related news, a new ROH TV World Champion was crowned on CMLL as Atlantis Jr. beat AEW star Kyle Fletcher Friday night at CMLL's Venice Spectacular event in Mexico City, capturing the ROH TV Championship. And while Chris Jericho also appeared on the event after his defeat, Fletcher said that he lost because he was in Atlantis' house, and next time that you should do it in his house. While former AEW World Champion Chris Jericho returned to his old stomping grounds in Mexico City, attacking Mystico after his matchup. During Mystico's match against Arvano, Jericho interfered wearing a luchador mask because he always wears luchador masks, and he attacked Mystico. He then cut a promo saying, "I'm very happy to be here. A huge part of my life was in Mexico, wrestling in Mexico City, living in Mexico City, across the country. Many people say I am the greatest of all time, but tonight I am the best wrestler of all time. Mystico, you are not on my level. You are not in my nest. I am the heart of a lion. You are the heart of a mouse." These appearances follow Mercedes Moné last Friday, who made a surprise appearance to confront Stephanie Verker during Fantastica Mania event. So seems like we are getting more and more of the AEW CMLL crossovers, which I am enjoying. It's a lot of fun. Seeing them in Arena Mexico with those loud ass fans. Those Mexicans be drunk as hell, and they be loud as hell in Mexico, in Arena Mexico.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. AEW is doing stories even with other promotions that their wrestlers are showing up. Some great stuff.
Very true, friend.
Swings both ways. And ROH is going to get some talent pretty soon, it seems, as Mace and Mansoor have been discussed for a debut and starting off in Ring of Honor for AEW. They recently were backstage at an AEW Collision taping. Fightful Select reports that the tag team has been in talks with AEW as of late, and the report notes that the two have been talking with the companies in recent weeks, and that according to AEW sources, the two have been discussed for appearances on Ring of Honor. It was noted that their appearance is not a definite at this point, and there's no word on whether a deal has been signed. There have been materials prepared for the event that they do work in ROH TV, and of course, they received their WWE releases in September of 2023. So good news for them because they've been tearing it up on the independent scene, and Ring of Honor needs some guys that are just for Ring of Honor. So that's
just for Ring of Honor, just to bring people in eyes over there. Are their names going to be Mason Mansoor over there as well?
They've been going by, I believe, Mason. I think Mansoor is his real name, so I think he can still use that. So, yeah.
Okay.
But if we talk about AEW, got to talk about New Japan and STARDOM, as they are the partners of AEW. New Japan Soul Tour was this week with the start of the G1 Climax qualifying tournament. Callum Newman beating Yujiro Takahashi, while Yoshihashi defeated Chase Owens for both Newman and Hashi to move on to the next round. Meanwhile, on day 5, you had Bolton Oleg defeating Toru Yano, which makes this year the first year in 9 years for Toru Yano to not be in the G1. We're all sad because we're not going to get the day off for those wrestlers and joke matches. TJP beat Satoshi Kojima, as well as Oleg and TJP have advanced in the qualifying tournament. We'll keep you posted on the results of that as July 3rd will be the next round. STARDOM, the conversion was on Sunday as well. That show featured Micah defeating Xena in a hard-hitting main event to retain the World of Stardom Championship. Meanwhile, a new Wonder of Stardom champion was crowned as Micah Anawata defeated Sari Anoi in a great bout. Very physical affair there. FWC picked up the win over Stars in a terrific tag team encounter to retain the Goddess of Stardom's championships. Meanwhile, you had Starlight Kid. She picked up a win against May Sarah in a fast-paced bout. Oedo Tai defeated Queen's Quest in a 5-on-5 losing unit must split matchup, meaning that the final participant that was eliminated from their perspective stable was the only member left, and all the other people in the matchup had to leave their stable, which I was like, this is an insane stipulation to have. But yes, Queen's Quest only has one member now after this matchup, as Oedo Tai picked up the win to keep their unit intact. Very fun show from Stardom, and big news from Stardom and New Japan this week. As in a post on Twitter, Stardom announced that its merger with New Japan Pro Wrestling is now complete. After starting back in April, the deal was completed on Thursday. According to the post, Stardom is now wholly owned as basically an offshoot of New Japan Pro Wrestling. On Saturday, New Japan Pro Wrestling president Hiroshi Tanahashi commented, and according to Tanahashi, both Stardom and New Japan will still host shows separately, but their plans to do some cross-promotional work and interviews together with New Japan and Stardom will happen more in the future. So we're getting more connection between Stardom and New Japan, which is going to be to more connection with AEW. So all good news all around for all the respective parties. What do you think, Josh?
Oh, I actually like the move. I mean, we've known that they've been under the same, ownership for a while. So for them to finally like confirm, to just get over that hump and to say, hey, we're doing this to moving forward, it's a good move. And I still think that they should still do separate shows, just because over there, women's Japanese wrestling in Japan is still like a big thing. Even when you do like all women shows, it's still very big over there. So I like the move. I think it's a great thing, not only for them, but you're gonna see more Stardom women in AEW. So that's what we've been wanting too. So it's a good move.
Yes.
Yep.
Now that Rossi ain't there, cock blocking.
Fuck Rossi.
Triple H cuck. TNA Impact. This week, the show featured Nick Nemeth defeating Rich Swann in a good main event, while Steve Macklin picked up the win over Sami Callihan for both Nemeth and Macklin to advance to the TNA World Championship 6-way main event at Slammiversary. Meanwhile, the ABC beat the Rascals as well as Jake Sumpton and Cody Deaner in a pretty fun 3-way tag team matchup. And in Impact news, TNA had their taping of Impact on Friday. So if you don't want the spoilers, press pause right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Some more TNA, NXT on the way as NXT star Charlie Dempsey appeared at the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania taping, attacking Leon Slater, Trey Miguel, and the referee during Slater and Miguel's matchup. Then the rest of his group, the No Quarter Catch Crew, showed up on the Saturday taping. WWE and TNA have been working with this cross-promotional relationship, and Dempsey has been featured on all the other promotions WWE is working with. He had a match in AJPW earlier this year. He appeared at GCW, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, during WrestleMania weekend. And another surprise appearance happened on Friday as Izzy Dane answered the open challenge of Jordan Grace for the TNA Knockouts Championship. So TNA still can't get a main roster star. That's what I got from all that.
Oh, meaning they're not going to send anyone else. They're going to send mid-carders.
No, same, yeah. And then the girl gave it away because she posted like on her stories that she was in Philly. So she gave that away. Would it have mattered? No. And then Dempsey, like you said, he's showing up everywhere else but NXT TV. I'm like, that's why I'm like, I think he's solid. I think, I like him as a wrestler, but it's like at this point, it's just like, bro, like if you're just using him as the go-to, it's like, is it really surprising at this point? Like, is it really, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, cool. He's in another promotion. Yeah. Awesome. Like, what the fuck? But this is the shit I've been talking about. I'm like, yo, is it really gonna matter? They're not even getting the NXT World Champion at TNA.
They will, and they won't either.
Like that should tell you something, right? They're not even getting the women's NXT champion, right? Oh no, she's good enough to wrestle the TNA's women's champion on their show, but oh yeah, let's do this, right? You get that, but then AEW, we'll bring you. You could use Kenny Omega. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but AEW, did nothing for TNA according to the WWE fans. So. No,
Are we listening to those people though? Not really.
No, not really at all.
No. I'm not listening to them at all. But it's just the fact that it's just funny. And, you know, and then people are so focused on Joe Henry, but I'm like, you're the most over guy is going to be on another show, like another brand. So like, does that even matter? No, because it's like, it's not helping TNA.
I mean, they did sell out both shows in Philadelphia. Their ratings have gone up the last 2 weeks, so I can't not TNA. It's helping TNA in some fashion.
Yeah,
They sold
some
out
ways.
in Chicago as well.
But I think that's more Joe Henry though. I don't think it's more the relationship.
Fair.
I'm just going that's what I'm going with, because I'm like, are you paying to see like these mid carders to NXT? Like me personally, hey, I'm gonna buy a ticket to watch TNA to watch some schmuck that I don't even know about in NXT. No.
But I know that JJ now believes in Joe Henry, don't you?
I believe in Joe Hendry. Hell yeah, I believe in that. Yo, what's crazy is that I had no idea about this guy at all. At all. And this guy's been around for 5 years. I had no idea about this guy. And I was like, why?
That's what they do to you, friend, you know?
And I was just like, yo, he was literally the most over person in the entire building. And I was trying to figure, like, what is this guy? And then I looked him up. There's a fucking wasp flying out in my face. So that's why I'm trying to like duck him. First bug interaction. But this guy, I'm like, yo, this dude's been doing some pretty cool content for years.
And no one said yes.
Like he's the songs that he's putting out on the songs that he put out on people. My favorite one has to definitely be the Matt Cardona one. Like,
true.
You're just edges, bitch.
Like, what the hell? And then the Moose one, like damn, this guy's been cooking.
Yeah, he did a Moose one. He did the AJ Francis one.
He did a remix to Higher on AJ Francis.
Yeah, so like it's been.
Yeah,
will you please get fired?
Yo, my God, like, this guy is working, yo. This guy is working. And then that NXT pop, like I was like, God damn, this guy is fucking over.
Yeah, I'm Drew. I was about to mention that, Follow B, because Drew McIntyre told the story that he broke because he didn't know that he was gonna do that music video for I'm Drew. I'm a Dita Drew guy. I'm a Dita Drew guy. I'm a Dita Drew.
What? Oh my God, I have to see that. Please put it in the chat.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Like, yo, he's gotta become a big thing soon, man. Like a really big thing soon, because this guy's got a character for years.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Sometimes, you know, people don't be on board right away, and then they do something good, and then everyone's on board.
Yeah, and he's got the most viewed post on WWE's Twitter of all year. Higher than anything with Rock, higher than anything with Roman, Cody. Like he's that guy.
Wow.
That was like deflated.
I saw the video and fell in love.
Inflate that, man.
Because it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, I'm like, yo, like, yo, this cheese ball is so fucking cool.
I love this song. But we've made it to Krssi Luv's favorite time of the week, the best of the week, match of the week, and who had the best and worst week. So if you haven't seen the flagship podcast before, this is where we give you our 3, 5, 10 best matches of the week. And now we've added who had the best week and who had the worst week. For me, I will say the person who had the best week, even though I hated the opening segment. No, I'll actually go with somebody else who had the best week. I'm going to give it to Solo Sikoa. And who had the worst week? I'm going to give it to Paul Heyman.
Yep, that's it. No brainer, friend.
Josh?
Oh, best week? Yeah, I'll say Solo. And then worst week, obviously, Paul Heyman, dumbass.
JJ?
He stood his ground.
And no. Don't get me wrong. I respect it, but it's just like
it doesn't take away that he had the worst week for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, all I'm saying is that if I'm swimming with a shark, you think I don't expect to get bit?
Doesn't take it away. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Solo's week. It's got to be Solo's week. You know, he definitely shined through something this week and actually makes you look forward to look into conclusions of things or ongoing, because apparently it's never going to be a conclusion to this Bloodline story.
Nope, not anytime soon. And I'm only I'll do 5 matches this week. So number 5 for me, I'll go with Jay White versus Ray Phoenix from Dynamite. Number 4 for me, I'll go with Micah versus Xena from Stardom. Then number 3, I'll go with FWC versus Stars from the Stardom conversion event. Number 2 for me, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kyle O'Reilly from Dynamite. And Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hechicero from CMLL last Saturday is my number 1 this week. Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter gave that 5 stars. So I believe is Zack's now second 5-star matchup after his match with Bryan Danielson this year. So that's my 5 for the week. What's your matches of the week, Krssi Luv?
I have 3 because I didn't watch much, but number 3, Zack Sabre Jr. and Kyle O'Reilly, killer banger. Let them cook again. That was a pay-per-view style match, not even like regular TV. We're not worthy. Number 2, Queen Aminata and who's
Sky Blue?
Sky Blue, yes. And then number 1 was the main event from Dynamite, which was Swerve and Will Ospreay. Yeah, Will Ospreay versus those sexy other guys. They're not Samoan, but they sexy.
Gates the Agony. I knew you were gonna call them the sexy guy. JJ, your matches of the week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna go the main event of Dynamite, Gates of Agony versus Swerve and Will. I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go what the fuck was it? God damn. I'm catching brain farts already. 2, no, you know what? 2. I'm gonna have to figure out 2 again. My favorite match for sure was the ZSJ and Kyle O'Reilly. There's one more good match in there. It's just not hitting me. It's not hitting me. Josh, let me hear Josh. And then
go ahead, Josh.
Damn, I'm trying to remember because I'm like, I didn't really watch a lot of wrestling.
My brain is still in such vacation.
And WWE, they really didn't do a lot of matches per se.
They didn't this week, no.
Nah.
They really didn't do a lot of matches. A lot of their shit was segments. So I'm gonna go backwards because I'm trying to think myself. But number 1, easily O'Reilly and Zack Sabre Jr. I really don't, from the stuff I've seen, I don't think really nothing else tops that.
You know,
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say Ray Phoenix and Jay White.
Yes, that was good. Yes.
You're right. I'll put that number 2 because that was a good match. I actually had fun watching that.
Dynamite had some stellar matches.
Even though with Ray Phoenix, the reason
it was all AEW matches for me this week.
Yeah, because you know what it is with Ray Phoenix, I get nervous watching him because he constantly gets injured a lot. So it's gotten to a point that Ray Phoenix matches, I'm like, every time he does something that it might look awkward, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
like, you're like nervous.
You're like, I can't watch.
Injured a lot. He gets injured a lot, and that's one of the things. Like,
and he keeps coming back.
Great, but I think that's been the main thing that's really holding back. Like, he has those periods where it's like, oh, a back injury, or he can't make it to the show because he's injured. He's not clear. So that kind of gets me nervous about Ray Phoenix.
Yeah, he's a walk,
which is fair. Yes. So a new match. We got our final predictions for Forbidden Door. So let us know in the live chat your predictions for tonight's show. A new match was added to the show last night on AEW Collision, as it will be a 4-way tag team matchup of House of Black, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomohiro Ishii teaming up together. You're also going to have Gabe Kidd and Roderick Strong versus Private Party. So those are the 4 teams: House of Black, Ishii and O'Reilly, Private Party, and Gabe Kidd and Roderick Strong. I'm gonna say House of Black gets the win there. JJ,
I didn't even hear the match because I didn't care about it. I'm gonna say House of Black though. When they throw matches together like that, I could care less.
Damn.
Josh.
House of Black easily.
House of Black for sure.
Yes, we're all House of Black there. And then you got the 6-man Bloods and Crips teaming up. Mystico and the Lucha Bros versus LIJ. I'm going to go with the Bloods and the Crips. JJ?
Bloods and the Crips?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go Bloods and Crips.
Krssi?
Bloods and Crips, friend.
Josh?
Bloods and Crips.
Absolutely. Then we got a huge tag team matchup as Willow Nightingale will team up with former World of Stardom champion Tam Nakano to versus her arch nemesis Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe of Stardom. I'm going to go with Willow and Tam here. Krssi?
Chris Statlander and Momo.
JJ?
Yeah, I'm going to go Chris and Momo.
Josh?
I'm going with Statlander.
All right. Then you got in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament, it's going to be Mariah May going up against Saraya. I'm going with Mariah May to win the whole tournament. So I got Mariah. Josh?
Oh, Mariah, easily.
That's it. Yeah, Mariah.
JJ?
Damn, how the mighty have fallen.
We got Long Island's own MJF going up against the mad scientist of CMLL, Hechicero. MJF ain't losing in Long Island.
He's not. He's definitely
JJ?
not losing.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, this shouldn't even be a prediction.
Josh?
MJF.
Then it is the Elite, Kashiko Okada and the Young Bucks versus Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Acclaimed. I'm going to go, unfortunately, with Tanahashi and the Acclaimed. Josh?
Oh, yeah.
Same. I'm going with Tanahashi and the Acclaim. More so because I think Blood and Guts, I think, is going to be the Elite.
Yeah.
Krssi?
The Acclaim and Tanahashi.
JJ?
I'm going with the EVPs.
That's fair. That is fair. Then you have another 6-man tag team matchup as the Learning Trees, Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and NJPW World Television Champion Jeff Cobb faces Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata. I'm going to go with Joe, Hook, and Shibata here. Krssi?
Yeah, the baby faces are going to win. I'm sorry the Learning Tree is going to lose the branch tonight, but yeah, definitely the baby faces. Joe, Hook, Shibata.
JJ?
Oh, man. You know what? Let's go. Let's go Learning Tree. I'm going to go with the Learning Tree, baby.
Josh?
I'm going to go with Joe, Hook, and Shibata.
Then you got the aforementioned AEW versus NJPW showdown. Orange Cassidy one-on-one with Zack Sabre Jr. I'm going with Sabre Jr. to tap out Orange Cassidy. Josh?
Yeah, I'm going with, even though OC's my guy, I got to go with Zack Sabre Jr.
Zach's not losing. Zach is on a streak right now.
JJ?
Yeah, can't go against ZSJ right now, bro.
Then we got the TNT Championship ladder match, as it's going to be a 6-way matchup of Jack Perry, Konosuke Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, Dante Martin, Leo Rush, and El Phantasmo. Who you got here?
Jack Perry. Nobody? Anything?
I thought you was asking us one by one. Jack Perry, easily.
Yeah, we're going with Mr. Perry here. Going with the scapegoat.
He needs it now. Is that friend frozen? Oh.
Yep, he's definitely frozen.
There we go. Yep.
Oh, that's what happened. I was like, oh, I thought.
Because we still stuck on Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre's picture.
Right.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Word. And I don't have the banners here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Come on, Krssi. You got the buttons.
I'm looking for them. Okay, wait, hold on. So we did
See,
I got it. Ow,
There
ow,
we
get
go.
it. Okay, so everyone has Hook. Okay, so the next one we got is Bryan Danielson versus Shingo Takagi. Who we got?
Oh, Danielson.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fucking banger, yo. Oh my
Even
god.
though I'm gonna love this match.
I'm going with Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson. Okay, Bryan Danielson across the board, friends. Okay.
SP picks Bryan Danielson.
Yep. Who you got, SP? Danielson. Then we have our Timeless, our AEW Women's Champion, Timeless Toni Storm versus Mina Sikoa. I said it right. Hey, get it. Ow. Who you got, guys?
I got Timeless Toni.
Timeless Toni. Okay. JJ.
I am going with the timeless one, Toni Storm, baby.
Yes.
And SP also picks Toni Storm.
I picked Toni Storm. I love that how they have Mariah May in both corners. Do you see that? Like, that's great. Different outfits. Good shit.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Good call up, Krssi.
Thank you, friend.
I believe in you, Krssi.
Thank you. Okay, now we have next Jon Moxley is IWGP World Heavyweight Champion versus Naito. Who you guys got?
I got Naito getting back his belt.
Ooh, Naito getting back his belt. What about you, JJ?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tetsuya Naito to actually bring that title back to Japan.
I mean, it's necessary. It's the only one that needs to win, I guess, out of anyone that's from the Forbidden Door. We've got all of the home guys winning, so I would say yes, Naito. SP, who you got winning?
I'm back. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
My children hit the modem on over here. So
hey, listen, we holding it down. We holding it down. Who you got winning this match, bro?
I'm gonna go with Naito getting the win here.
Okay.
And I got Jack Perry in the TNT title match, and I got Bryan Danielson and Timeless Toni Storm.
Oh, we got it all right.
All your picks right.
Yeah, we answered everything for you, bro. So when you watch this back over, you'll see it.
Appreciate y'all. Then you got for both the TBS and NJPW Strong Women's Championship is going to be Mercedes Moné going up against Stephanie Becker. I'm going with Mercedes here. Who you got, JJ?
Two belts Moné.
Absolutely agree there. Krssi?
Yeah, Moné is going to win.
Josh?
Mercedes, easily.
And then finally, it's the match we're all looking forward to. The main event of Forbidden Door. Swerve Strickland defends the AEW World Championship against AEW International Champion Will Ospreay. Krssi.
This is so hard, but I'm going to pick Swerve. I don't think they're going to give it to Will yet.
JJ?
Yeah. See, that's when karma comes back full circle, bruv. Calling your own shots. Nope. Swerve is winning this match.
Josh?
Swerve.
And it will be Will's first AEW
loss. Yep.
I am with it. Thank you guys for holding down the fort, as my internet here is always an issue. But that brings us to a close on Tru Heel Heat 283. This has been so much fun. This is one of my favorite episodes we've done, other than that little issue that we had at the end. Krssi Luv,
we held it down. It's all right. Don't worry.
You held down the fort. Thank you for being producer. See, the producer of all the Tru Heels. See, full circle. How we started off the show, full circle here. Krssi Luv, I'll give you the floor first. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
Okay, hey guys, you can follow me, Krssi Luv _1, Tru Heel Krssi Luv on Twitter, just my plain name on other formats. Follow me and SP as we do the power prediction. Well, not prediction. We give our recap on Mondays. We'll be doing probably the Bear soon. We need to do House of Dragons as well.
Oh my God, yes,
Okay.
please.
Thank you, friend. Other than that, you can follow me on bodyslam.net. We have been gone, so sorry, but we will be back. We should be back this Friday. Yes, so follow us there on Know Your Role for Friday night SmackDown review. So join us there. Other than that, it's just plain on me. And we'll be back next Saturday, 11:05 a.m. on Tru Heel Heat for our flagship show, SP.
Absolutely. JJ, thank you for joining us today. Good brother. It was great to see you back. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
On Instagram, you can find me at TrueHeel_Top Guy JJ. On Facebook, you know my name, find me there. And on the next time I will be on Tru Heel Heat, I actually have that date locked in already. It's July 20th. So please don't change it to Sunday. Please don't.
We won't. We'll remember.
July 20th will be my next appearance. I already got that locked in, so I'm good for that. It's always great. Even on vacation, I was gonna get up early as hell and do this super marathon podcast with my favorite people in wrestling. So it's always been great, and get to enjoy the rest of this. This sun is starting to really.
I was say, look like you look like gonna bake.
You know what's crazy over here is that it's in the 70s right now and it's sunny as shit. So it's like this is absolutely perfect right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, over here it's cloudy.
And True Draw Josh, let everybody know where they can follow you, sir.
JMPunk321, Twitter and Instagram. Now I'll be back on Wednesday for Elite Heat, the post Forbidden Door show. 2 more episodes to 100. So trying to make it there. So if we do it this week and next week will be the following week will be episode 100. So look forward to that.
Go. I'm looking forward to it as well. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Tru Heel Heat. Patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. $3 a month gets you exclusive content. The Tru Heel Heat Prediction Championship, like I said at the beginning, it'll come back eventually when they give me my prize for the last season. And check us out here on the Tru Heel Heat Wrestling YouTube channel, as tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be live with our Forbidden Door review. It will be myself. I got Sanal joining us to represent New Japan Pro Wrestling, as well as Professor Chris of the NWA podcast will be joining us as well to break down all the action from tonight and join us live here on the channel. I believe they're going to start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with our watch party with Romeo and the gang. But thank you so much to Top Guy JJ for joining us today. We'll see you in July. Miss Krssi Luv, Josh, as always, and all of you, thank you for the super chat donation. Thank you for all the great comments throughout. You guys control the conversation here, and we appreciate y'all for joining us. And we'll see you next Saturday for another flagship. So for everyone, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat 283. Forget the title sometimes, so I got to scan acknowledge or Dijak trying. We are signing off until next time.